Tarot. So today I'm going to do a romance reading. Um, so we got four piles here. I don't have any questions, right? So we're just gonna see what the cards want to say to you, what messages for you. So we have here for pile one, movement. Pile two, surrender. And pile three, we have anger. And pile four, we have abundance. So you can pick your piles or piles, and I'll see you over there. Hi there, pile one. Welcome to your reading. So let's see what the romance card. Well, it's kind of more than just a romance card, but let's see what comes out for you. So we have cassette, outdated thinking, conditioning, replaying events over in your head. Then we have healthy choices, making healthy choices in love life and in life, self love, self care, being happier. Then we have passion, intense chemistry, liking each other equally, having fun. Then we have love, unconditional love, self love, oneness, passion, affection, and attraction. And then we have clock, need time, take time, in time, cycles, time to heal, progress. Okay, so start off with these. With this outdated thinking, like, is no longer into times. Like, you might need to take some time to realize the choices that you want to make and what love is to you and what you want your love life to look like, and what with this self-love being here twice, like, how do you love yourself and how do you want to be loved and why do you love, right? And choosing to like date yourself a little bit, right? And making better and healthier choices for yourself so that, like, past relationship issues that you probably had, you don't have them again. You no longer are conditioned to thinking that a relationship or marriage or whatever is just one person is supposed to be happy. Like, no, both parties are supposed to be happy and contribute. And if there's like, if both parties are not equal in the chemistry or the passion or the efforts and stuff like that, not saying that like all the time like you're gonna have the energy to put in like 100% effort or like stuff like that, but just like, it's not just one person doing all the work and stuff like that. It's both parties. Um, and taking the time that you need to process things and to heal from things that and talk things over, but you also like trying to find those like somebody that does the same with this passion. And then it also came twice with the self-love and passion twice. You trying to find somebody that isn't, I won't say like codependent, like it's not like a very codependent relationship, but they're not really like trying to control you or condition you in any way, shape, or form. Um, they're independent, you're independent, but y'all still mesh together. Y'all still flow together. Um, there's still attraction and affection, and there's still love there. And then we have let go of control issues, allow the situation to unfold naturally. Right, with that conditioning and outdated thinking, like trying to control the situation and thinking that one person is supposed to put more of the effort in or do certain things, and it's just like, no, just go with the flow. Do what's right for you. If it's you approaching them and talking to them, then do that. Because if you don't talk to them, you might not ever see that person again. So just like, just go. Like, it's not that big of a deal. Like, then we have engagement. Your love life is ascending into a higher level of commitment. So it might be like I go from friends to like actually dating with engagement. You know, if that's higher, it's evolving, elevating, ascending. You know. Then we have stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking, and faith will bring you romance. So like I just said before with this self love and self care, like date yourself for a while, love on yourself for a while. Um, then you realize what love means to you, why you love, why you want love, why do you want to be in a relationships and stuff like that, and what you bring to the table and what you can like provide in a relationship and what you want the other person to provide in a relationship, rather than simply focusing on what the other person is bringing. You also have to look at what you're bringing and what you're doing and what you're providing as well, not just that person, because that person is not the only one in that relationship. You are too. You have a role to play as well, just like they have a role to play as well, you know. And we have honeymoon. Enjoy the bliss of holidays time together. You know, like sometimes they say like the honeymoon phase is over. Um, like that. Not saying like I can be in the honeymoon phase forever, but like yeah, of course you're gonna have some like ups and downs, but it's not gonna be like if you have like this healthy communication where you can talk to people and talk to each other and make like good choices and stuff like that. You can have a good sense of communication. Um, then I can kind of sort of always be in like that little honeymoon phase. Um, like smooth things over and work things out. But y'all both have to be able to do that, not just one person do it and thinking that that's their role and that's their job with this control issue. You can't do that. That has to come to an end. Whatever outdated thinking that you have, it's time to like let that go. And then we have you deserve love. You are lovable. So like I just said, like spend some time with yourself, date yourself. If you know, like certain people have like hoops and hurdles and obstacles, right? That they want people to go through and stuff like that. Spend some time by yourself. Put yourself through the same little hoops and hurdles that you're expecting a guy to go through. If you can pass that with no problems, then you just like clearly you're lovable. It's not that hard to love you, right? It's not that hard to do. You get it? But if you're not able to do it as like, then maybe you have to be more realistic with what you're wanting, what you want to provide, because you might be asking for the world and above and beyond when that's not what you're really providing and that's not what you're gonna get like bring to them. So it's like you have to realize that, right? But you do deserve love. You're not hard to love and stuff like that, but you have to realize why you love, how do you want to be loved, and what not like what do you bring in a relationship or what do you provide in a relationship, right? That's not like superficial, like materialistic, but like your qualities, right, and stuff like that. And then we have empathy. I feel and understand the emotions of others in the service of love. And with having empathy, you're open to seeing the both sides of the situation. So that outdated thinking, like you can see like how in that period of time, like okay, like it worked for them, but at this point in time, that's not gonna work. So you have to reform it. You have to adapt with the time. And then we have love with I commit to practice. Well, I commit to the practice of seeing the good in all things. Right, with the impact. They like it's pretty much kind of hard to be an empath right now because the world kind of sucks, right? But it's just like you understand that the world sucks because there's a lot of hurt people and not a lot of people are trying to heal and get the help that they need. And it's just like, eh. But you understand like why? Because it's like it might be hard to get the help. No one really have enough time, the money, or the resources to get the help. It's understandable, but just like you still don't have to suck so much. Like it's just that kind of thing. So yeah, you still. And that's what all like empaths do. Like they get angry, they get pissed off, but they still understanding and send love and be compassionate and just be like, it's not like what you did is not okay, but I understand why you didn't, why you're like reacting the way that you're reacting, but it's still not okay. And I have to do what's best for me with these healthy choices. I have to do what's best for me and remove myself from you because if I don't, then I'll be damaging myself in order to help you, and that's not necessary, right? Okay. Because you deserve love. Like you wouldn't have to destroy yourself for love. Love is not damn with this unconditional like with love and we have unconditional love and self-love, oneness, passion, attraction, affection. No, we didn't hear breaking. Okay, love is it won't break you. Okay, it won't hurt you or anything like that. It wouldn't try to control you, and it's just it won't do that. So yeah, and we have honesty. I can't always expect the truth from others, but I can expect the truth from myself. Yeah, like I just said, like you have to do what's best for you. Speak your own truth. Sometimes not everybody's gonna accept your truth, um, or like your truth, but you still have to do what's best for you and make those healthier choices for you. And if you're lying to yourself, you gotta stop lying to yourself because that's not gonna help you. Just to slow down your progress. And at some point with this controlling, you just don't trust yourself. Then if you don't trust yourself, who can you trust? Because you don't trust the people that you're around, and you don't trust yourself. You just don't trust anybody. It's you, no. Stop, stop that. Okay, it's not. Don't have to do that with this. Stay optimistic about your love. Like if you start date, like I would say date yourself, but with this self love, trying to get connected with yourself, see through like your flaws and the things that you want to like erase or change and stuff like that, and just accept it and realize that it's everything. Everybody has like something that they want to change and that they don't like about themselves, but it's not that big of a deal. It's not the end all be all, you know, and that doesn't mean that you don't deserve love, that you're hard to be loved. Because if you're not the only one that has it, it's not that big. Like and like you're not the only one that has it. You're not the only person that have those problems. Somebody else will have the problems too, or been through the same similar situation, and they also been in relationships and married and stuff like that. If they can find love, you can find love too. It's not that big of a deal. You just have to find, if you're lying to yourself, stop lying to yourself. Figure out what, you know, where all this is stemming from. Why you love. Why are you making these choices? Why are you doing that? Why do you want a relationship? What the relationship means to you, and stuff like that. And be honest what you want. And then we have doubt. I release the need to know all the answers. Because what you might think is love right now, like later on down the line, you might have a new definition of love. So, or what you want. So at the end of the day, you just have to understand, like, times change. You have to go with the times and adapt with the times. Go with the flow. And adjust your decisions and your choices to that as well. Um, because if you don't, you're just gonna pretty much like kind of sort of hurt yourself at the end of the day. So now these two cards came out together. So we have the Lovers and the Wheel of Fortune. Right. So Lovers is pretty much like a choice, a partnership, a connection. Um, but the Wheel of Fortune is like a change, destiny, a shift, like a sudden change, a sudden shift, and stuff like that. Um, so it'll be like a change in this relationship, a change like in the relationship dynamic with this things are evolving, the commitment level. So you have to just go with the flow, let things go. Um, like let things unfold naturally, right? Let thing If you try to force it and control it, it's try to like put a timestamp on it. It's no, don't do that. Stop that. There don't need to be timestamps for anything. That's expectations, and it's just like you can't like put a timestamp for something for somebody else. No, they have their own clock and their own time limit, their own time. Like no, 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 no. You only can like with the hair, with the honesty. You only can really put expectations on yourself, and half the times you don't really like meet those expectations. So it's just like, what's the point of them having a? It's creating more stress and anxiety on yourself. Just go with the flow. No need. Relax. Let it play naturally. And then we have the Ace of Cups. And the Ace of Cups is like it's new beginning in love, but it can also be like a creative and like endeavor or spiritual endeavor. And then we have the Tower. Not just talking about a sudden change. So it's um like a sudden change, a sudden shift. Um, but the Tower happens like if it's not meant to last, right? Um, it's like a divine intervention to help make a change and make this shift. Um, a sudden adjustment so that the star can come in, and the star is like a wish, a manifestation, and the star is all about like hope as well. Like even though I said like it's a wish, a manifestation, is you being your true self, your vulnerable self, authentic self, and being optimistic and being not only just about your love life, but like life in general. Realizing that you're lovable and that you are capable to love, and it's important to give and receive love, and that sometimes a relationship or connection takes its time before getting to like the stage where it needs to get. Like y'all need to be able to communicate, speak your truth, and learn certain lessons and stuff like that. And sometimes you're not on the same page as you think you are. And then we have the Ten of Wands. No, Ten of Swords. Right, things come. We have zero, one, 0 to 10, 1 to 10. Right, with the tower in the middle, like some things change. Like it's because the ones are like a beginning and tens are like the end. So like you start something, it changes real fast and it ends real quickly. So it's just like if you try to control it, that could like and put like timestamps on it and stuff like that. It just let things go at its own pace and its own rate. And plus, the major arcanas are um like the spirit, like spirit, universe, God, source itself, right? And the minor arcanas are like free will and stuff like that. So this is changing and gonna put an end to with this old like this outdated way of thinking and stuff like that, so you won't continue to hurt yourself or like hurt others, right? So you can be able to speak your truth authentically and be in a place where you can be honest with yourself and with others, right? And be surrounded by unconditional love rather than conditional love. And then we have the Eight of Pentacles. And the Eight of Pentacles is all about like working, mastering, but it can also be like distraction. Um, but the Ten of Swords then is the eight. So it's like after all this is ending and stuff like that, you start to work on something and put like what I said here, like working on yourself with the self love and processing what needs to be processed, spending some time with yourself, dating yourself, loving on yourself, just being honest with yourself, start trusting yourself, reconnecting with yourself. Cause if we go like this, it's the Eight of Pentacles pretty much bookending the Lovers and the Wheel of Fortune. So you're trying to distract yourself from this change and this like how this relationship is changing and trying to like control it and pretend like it's not there. And that's just putting 10 swords in this new beginning, this new connection, and at some point it's just gonna break and everything's gonna come crashing, crumbling down. If you could try to continue pretending like it's not there and everything is all fine and dandy when things are not fine and dandy. Be open to seeing both sides of the situation and putting yourself in the other person's shoes. With this honesty here, if you can't speak your truth to them and they can't speak their truth to you, then like that's not really love. They don't feel comfortable to be vulnerable. It's just like I said with the Tower card, it brings in the Star card, right? And this had to come to an end so you could start working on being your true authentic self and loving yourself and being vulnerable so you can speak your truth, know who you are, and love the life that you're living and like be hopeful for life and be optimistic and stuff like that. I'm gonna put it over here because it's just the four cards. So then we have the Four of Cups. But the Four of Cups is normally about like disappointment, like focusing on the three like cups that's in front of you, which is mostly like the present, and you're not thinking about the future. You're just so focused on the present situation, and like I said before, we're trying to distract yourself and trying like make it seem like things are not changing when things are changing, and refusing to go with the flow or adapt to it or even get the help that is needed, it's gonna lead to a tower moment. And a tower moment from time to time could be like a mental breakdown. Still a change in the shift, but like sometimes it can be catastrophic if you don't like be like a hitting rock bottom from time to time if you don't learn the lesson that you need to learn with, because the wheel of fortune could also be karma, right? And if you don't learn the karmic lessons and stuff like that, it's just doomed to repeat. So you're just gonna be on this ongoing cycle. And if you're distracting yourself, like yeah, you're gonna continue hitting rock bottom over and over again. You're gonna continue losing until you stop doing this and put in the work that you need to work. Like take the time out to heal, right? And learn the lessons that you need to learn, right? That I would say disappointment, but it's also like rejection because you're not like you're too busy focusing on the three cups that you don't see like this cup from spirit trying like coming in to help you. Yeah, and then this ace of cups is normally, you know, normally like the aces is on the clouds like coming in trying to help you like just a cloud coming in. It's help from spirit, the divine coming in, the ace of cups to start something new. But if you're too busy focusing on the what's in front of you, you're gonna reject it and be like, no, 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 I don't want it. I don't need that. What I want is for this to get better, but that's you just trying to control the situation. There's no way for it to get better. For it to get better, you have to leave. Let it come to an end. Love yourself. You got to be able to love yourself before you can love somebody else. And once you realize that, you probably realize that the person or that you're in a relationship or with a connection with didn't love themselves either. So it was just two people that didn't know how to love in a relationship together. Didn't make no sense. Y'all don't know how to love. Y'all don't know what love is. Y'all just gonna be hurting each other. And they'd be like, but I did it because I love you. Like, no. No, that's not love. Okay? Not saying that you're not going to make mistakes. Yes. But there's different kinds of mistakes. Right? You can... Right? The Ten of Swords, that's heartache. Betrayal, stab in the back, throw... Like, it's overkill. It's brutal. Where, like, it's not the Three of Swords here. Okay? The Three of Swords is like a harsh truth. Betrayal, heartache. Like, Ten of Swords is, like, more than that. 10 swords. And you're back, man. There's like an ambush, sabotage. You didn't see it coming. But you probably did see it coming, or you could have saw it coming if you wasn't distracting yourself. Pretend like you didn't see it. And then we have judgment. There's another card of karma. But it's like a judgment time is like a decision time. It's time, like also like I'm just saying, it's a help from the divine. Another person coming from the clouds, hand open. Don't have the cup this time, but it's just like we have the people there, so it's like you're just focusing on the situation and like the present moment and wanting to get back what I had in the past, but it wasn't meant to last. You wouldn't get that back because it wasn't really meant to last. They're supposed to be here for like came in your life to be here for a season, not for a lifetime. So it's like just take the lesson and let them go real somebody else's lesson and or blessing. Then we have the Chariot. You see? I said it. Let them move on. Because the Chariot's all about movements. But only a balanced emperor drives the Chariot. And the Chariot is all about, like I said before, it's movements, determination, but it's also like having a victory. But it's very balanced. There's the yin and yang, the light and the shadow, um, pros and cons, and being balanced in that, and overcoming that, and being able to move forward and make it like a decision, and a decisive decision, and moving on and moving forward with that, and seeing it through. And we have the Seven of Wands. It's all like standing up and doing what's right for you with the sevens, but it also could be like you being like, you have to stand up and defend yourself and do what's right for you with these healthy choices. But if you being defensive to it and just focusing on the cups in front of you, you won't see the help that's being provided to you and be defensive towards it. And that they're going to end up giving like a second chance to something that wasn't meant to last either way, and then that's going to slow down your progress. So it's just like, that's like, don't, like, let's not do that. Like, that situation is changing. The wheel of fortune, like I said before, is turning. The wheel is turning. This relationship is like, it's coming to an end. It's turning. Um, with the tower, it wasn't meant to last. It's meant to, because judgment is close to the world. So, and the world is like the cycle ending so something else can begin. If you don't learn the lessons, you get to judgment, and you didn't pass the test and stuff like that. You have to do it all over again, because if you don't learn the lesson, you're just doomed to repeat it. So it's just gonna continue just malfunctioning, error every time. So it's just like, you have to learn the lesson. So like, so stop being defensive towards it, because if you're just slowing down your own victory, your own like happiness and stuff like that with this outdated thinking, and also lying to yourself and thinking that everything is okay when things are not okay. Or even like I said before, this lovable, like, you deserve love. If with this Seven of Wands, if you're building up a wall and being defensive towards certain things and certain people, and some people say like, oh, you're hard to love, you're hard to get to know, and this, and the third. Date yourself, okay? If you date yourself, you'll be able to see if you are or not. If you don't do that, how will you know? Oh, because I know myself. If you did, honesty wouldn't come out here. You lying to yourself in some way, shape, or form. You gotta stop that. With this letting go of control issues. You wouldn't have to be controlling anything if you was being honest to yourself. Then these two came up together, so I'm going to read them together. So we have the King of Pentacles and the Seven of Pentacles, right? That Eight of Pentacles I was here. Put in the work. Because the King of Pentacles is all about like status and wealth, knowing one's wealth or knowing one's status, like I said before. I don't think I said before here, but with or the self-love, like having self-worth, self-love, high self-esteem and stuff like that, and believing in yourself, having a lot of self-trust. The King of Pentacles, not a lot of people have that. A lot of people know your worth, see your worth. But the Seven of Pentacles is all about like planting the seeds, putting the work in, divine timing. But it's all about you, okay? With this Eight of Pentacles, you're distracting and slowing it down. Just change. It's working again. Like, if you put in the work, then things will start changing. So you attract better relationships and meaningful connections, right? Where they see your worth and see your value. Where you don't have to jump through hoops and do all this extraness, right? For them to appreciate you and stuff like that. Y'all both put in the efforts and planting the seeds for it to grow and evolve into something better and bigger and better. And then we have the Five of Cups. So I was talking about those 3 cups down, right? You're too busy bowing those 3 cups down. You reject that 1 cup that's coming in to help you to move forward because you're being defensive, and then you don't see that there's 2 cups still standing. It's like crying over spilled milk where you have milk in the fridge. Just clean it up and pour yourself another glass. Like, you might want to beat yourself up, right? You know, like, oh, damn, spilled the milk. Like, it's alright. It's okay. It's alright. Sometimes it's gravity. Sometimes the cup is shaking. It's fine. It's okay. It happens. Everybody make mistakes. It's a cool. Don't beat yourself up. Like, beat yourself up about it. Like, what was me? Kicking yourself while you're down with this, like, 10 of swords. Like, no need to do that. It's okay. A lot of people make mistakes. It's good. It's fine. Right? The king of pentacles have a lot of self wealth. Like, you have a lot of wealth, but like self-esteem, and like he trusts himself, right? And when he making a decision and stuff like that, even if it's like financial, he realized that sometimes you might have to lose to gain, you know, later on. So with this, like, the 7 of Pentacles, planting the seeds, you might have to sacrifice certain things. You might not be able to go out as much as you used to, talk to certain people that you did before. With this self-love, like I said before, you start to realize that you love yourself, what love actually look like, and how you want to be loved, what a relationship looks like to you, what a friendship looks like to you. You find your own like little definitions to that, and what it means to you, and think back and reflect on if you had any of that, and if so, who provided that to you, who gave that to you. Then you might be in this whole like, woe was me kind of thing, but just like your past self did the best that it could with the information that it knew at the time. Because the tower could also be like an ego death. But nothing here screamed ego to, well, this other than this control issue that screams ego, but that's the only thing. But realize that you did the best that you could with the information that you had at that time, and there's no need to beat yourself up about it. Like, everybody makes mistakes, but now that you know better, you should do better. Right? And then we have the 2 of Cups. See? 2 cups still standing. You just focus on those 3 cups down. You don't realize that there's 2 cups still standing. But those 2 cups that you was in either way, with the snake being here, needed to change with this tower. That's why things wasn't the way it seemed. Oh, I had another card. Let's see the other card. The Ace of Cups. And the 2 of Cups fill the Ace of Cups. Right? So there's no ooh. So we had it here, right? And now we have the 10 swords in it. You not looking at it or focusing on it, just focus, like, being all in your head and not learning the lessons I need to learn, or even taking the time out to learn those lessons in order to move on. It's just, like I said, it's putting 10 swords in this Ace of Cups, and just putting it to an end and sabotaging it and stabbing it in the back very hard, brutally. It's just and very harshly, and it's just this. But once you have this ego death, you let go of the things that you can't control. Realize that there's no need to beat yourself up. You have lessons to learn. Everybody else have lessons to learn. Everyone, you're not the only one that needs to heal. A lot of people needs to heal. Just not a lot of people take the time out to do that. And once you do that, you start to be able to, like I said before, realize who actually love themselves, who don't love themselves, who's telling you. You start to pick up, like, because the Ace of Cups, it could be like a romantic offer, but it could be like creative, but it could also be spiritual, And so it's more than just emotional. Um, like you be able to pick up on like certain people intentions and stuff like that, read between the lines, pick up on certain people emotions with this empath here. Like if things aren't what it seemed, you like be able to pick up on it. Like if even if they just simply telling you a story, that you can know like something isn't right here. Like I said before, even if you try to tell me like I'm being honest with myself, if that was the case, honesty would never came out here. Especially would not have said, don't expect honesty from other people. I have to expect it from myself. You have to be honest with yourself first for other people to be honest with you. And sometimes honesty or truth hurts. Okay? But it hurts less than being lied to. I can tell you that much. like, but then, like I said before, judgment and the wheel of fortune, it could be read as two karma cards, right? But then there's only 8 here. Um, an 8 it could also be seen as like a karmic card, a karma, but 8 is more about like movements, but it's also self versus ego. You're controlling your own movements in this chariot. Like a balanced emperor drives the chariot. You have to be balanced in your masculine and feminine for one, your dark side, your light side, to your ego and your dark side, your ego and your higher side, your spiritual side, higher self, your light side. They have to be balanced, you know. With the sevens, it's all about like self and internal and your internal struggles. You have to figure out and change that because the fives is always something about. It's also fives is temporary and also about like changes. Right? We had 2 cards of change here. Um, right, so things can be more balanced out. This tower is trying to balance things out. Just some people might not like the tower because sometimes it's catastrophic. If you find things out with this Ten of Swords, it might find a lot of things out, and it might be very brutal, very harsh, but it needed to happen so you could start working. There's no, so you can stop wasting time. You can start healing. Um, so we see movements. Also about the 8s. 6 is all about like harmony and balance, working together, collaborating, communicating. But with the green movements being a green card, green is all about like your heart chakra, love, but it's also like health and connection with other people. Um, so like I said before earlier, you're trying to find people that loves you unconditionally, not conditionally. And with this 4 of Cups going to the 5 of Cups, things probably already wasn't going smoothly, and there was a couple like already some bumps in the road, and you probably try to get that like spark back, but or trying to like pretend like y'all didn't lose y'all spark, and it's like I said, that's not gonna work. Like you can't ignore it. It's you can't ignore it. And then we have faith with the purple. And in this deck, purple is representing your third eye and your crown chakra. So it's your spirituality, feeling connected to with the empaths, like being able to pick up like only on your feelings but other people's feelings, be able to read a room and stuff like that. Um, and an empath, they have to set boundaries with certain people and not allow certain people in their space. Like I just like my analogy before, because if they are around certain people, they could like they might damage themselves to try to help somebody else, or like whatever they're feeling is just way too much. Okay, and nobody else want to feel that. Like you don't want to feel that. I don't want to feel that. I don't. No, I'm good. Like I know. You got to be honest. And it's like misery loves company, and just like you, like empaths can't be around certain misery and be people. Certain, like no, no. It's just no. Okay. And you gotta have faith that like some people just in your life for to come in your life to be a blessing and or a lesson. We don't really know until push comes to shove. We find like either we have a tower moment, be like, okay, you just you meant to teach me a lesson. We can talk about it. We can work out like taught me a lesson. We can work out it, and there's no like reconciling here. That's I don't really see that here. Oh, but this I see moving on, moving forward. But some people you can reconcile with, and then those are people that probably meant to be in here for a lifetime, or yeah, have like a lot of like more things to teach each other and stuff like that. Where some people just simply here to teach you one thing, and your life to be like one little lesson, real quick, fast, in a hurry. Once you learn that lesson, there's nothing else for them to be in your life for. Um, and sometimes the lesson that they came to teach you might be very harsh. Like I said before, it's Ten of Swords, very brutal. But you had to learn the lesson unless you would repeat it. And then we have trust. So you don't put your trust in the wrong thing or the wrong people. Discernment is one of the like a spiritual lesson as well. To be able to read between the lines. Like the high priestess, she doesn't it's very secretive. She doesn't tell you everything. You gotta be able to like read between the lines, decipher. And then she also the pillars behind her is also a dark one and a light one. Like you have to be able to not everybody has good intentions. You have to be able to decipher between it. Like I said before, read between the lines. Um, and trust your intuition when it tell you like I'm getting a bad vibe off of this person. I'm getting a bad read of this person. They don't have good intentions. To move away from that person, not see like red flag. Why is this flag red? That's I used to do that. Don't let me tell you. Sometimes a flag that is red for a reason. Okay, you don't ask why. Just stay away. You can understand it from afar. We don't try to understand from afar. Like you don't have to date the person to find out why it's red. Just you can be like a friend or something like that. And either way, that's just they might not even tell you at the end of the day. So it's just like it doesn't really matter. Um, so there's that. Um, like but the said I said before with the purple is your intuition, your spiritual, but your psychic abilities, and that you have to trust your intuition, also trust yourself, so that when it's telling you or sending you certain messages, you be able to pick it up. Also with this green here, if your heart chakra is closed, it's real hard to communicate with you or for you to move and do anything because the heart is the bridge between the three upper and the three lower. Like so, like the three upper speaks, let's say Spanish, and the three lower speak English, and the heart speaks both, is bilingual. The intuition can send messages to the solar plexus or the sacral chakra all it wants to, or even the root. It doesn't understand it. It doesn't get it. It's gonna sit there and be like, "What are you talking about, agua? Like, what did you talking about? What is that? What is baño? Like, where are we doing? Hmm? like, hmm? Like, what are you like? What are you speaking? Like, what is this language? You know, the heart is saying like, "Hey, agua, water, go get that. Baño, bathroom, go to it." Like, it's that kind of thing. So then the root chakra trying to tell like the intuition, the supermarket is like, what is hold on, let me think of a word that doesn't translate well into English, well, into Spanish. tape doesn't work, okay? But I'm gonna say supermarket because it's kind of sort of different. So like supermarket, it's gonna be like, what is that? Like, it's gonna be like, okay, like what? You know, like, so it's just like the heart has to be open so that it can be understand what the three upper, like what you're trying to express, and what are your, like, your third eye, what is sensing and picking up to tell you, like, to take action and move on to something. Um, Also, that ties to this self-love and being honest with yourself. Either you're not being honest with yourself and or other people. Either way, it's causing a lot of discomfort, and things are gonna fall apart and break down if you can't speak your truth. You have to find like a common ground somewhere. um, but yeah, that's all that. But with this tower here, trust that it's happening for you, not to you. And the situation was gonna come down anyways. It wasn't built to last. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Because I was gonna say, like, this change or the shift, like, it could have just been like a small little change, a small little shift. But with this Ten of Swords here, like, it's for you to put an end to something, so you can stop something, so it doesn't continue to slow down your movement or affect you how you moving, or your progress or your process. Right. So your decision making, you make better decisions at the end of the day. Right. Like I said, but using your discernment and feeling things out and trusting that you know what's for you, and having more confidence in yourself and the decisions that you're making and the seeds that you're planting. Yeah, you trust yourself and you trust in your work and your abilities and your strengths and your qualities. Um, and that's it. Yeah, that's all I'm seeing for you, pal. One, if you feel like this reading resonated with you or helped you in some way, shape, or form, then I am glad. Other than that, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye. Hi there, Pal 2. Welcome to your reading. So let's see what the romance cards have in store for you. um, so we have I like you, someone likes you, romance is blooming, fun flirting, wants to date. It's gonna be straightforward with it, like I upfront with it. um, with this fun flirting, it might not be that upfront. um, might need to read between the flirts. Oh, and then we have Grim Reaper. The relationship is over. No second chance. Grow and transform your life. So, like, it could be like another relationship that you're thinking about, or thinking like, oh, what about this one? It's like, yeah, no, that might be done. Okay, that might be done. Might be over. Okay, somebody else like you. Let's go focus on the present. Let's not worry about the past. um, Especially like with this, like I said before, with this fun flirting, you and the romance is blossoming. Like this, if that relationship isn't like, there's no fun flirting, the romance isn't there anymore, and no one is like, no one is really like putting in the work to bring back the romance or like the flirting or anything like that. It's yeah, there's no chance for it. There's no chance. And then we have seduction, attraction, flirting, dating, hooking up, temptation, third party interference. Like if you sit there and wait for it, it's just gonna be like an interference. This is gonna be like there to tempt you. Like it's just. Let me see the next card. Then we have date, meet someone new, dating, getting back out there, setting, and planning a date. Like, yeah, like I said, it's that relationship is pretty much over. You might start dating somebody new, and that just and that person comes back like they want to make it work, but the romance is pretty much just is no longer there. Um, and it's just like more temptation or attraction more than like actual love or romance or anything like that. Whereas with this person, you think there's more romance, or might be more romance than with this other person with this no second chance. Then we have self indulgence, focus on self worth, time to heal, shadow work, self appreciation. Okay, this could be like this being here could be a couple of things. Might need to spend some time, like somebody need to spend some time healing, to liking themselves. Okay, um, flirting with themselves, romancing themselves. Okay, getting to know themselves, dating themselves, and letting go of this other person, because either way they're still like a third party interference. They're still just interfering. Either way they're still just interfering. Um, that relationship is still over. It's just still just interfering. It's either interfering like your relationship itself, or dating you, just trying to tempt you to lead you off track, distract you in some way, shape, or form. Um, with this focus on self, like if you don't like yourself, you need to spend some time getting to know you, because you might not be that bad as you think that you are. You know, some people will like you clearly. Some people want to date you. Just gotta heal some things first. Work on some things first. Okay. And then we have keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type or expectations. Was the self indulgence like you like if you have a whole bunch of expectation and just worry what something looks like? Yeah, sweetie. That's gonna come back to bite you in the ass. Like, some people might look nice and look cute, but their insides and personality are just disgusting. So be careful. Be careful. A flower might look cute, but smells nasty. So be careful. Okay. Now the ugliest flower might look ugly, but smells so beautiful. Okay. Be careful. Be open minded. Get to know the person first. Don't just write them off. Okay. And like I said before, you might not be as bad as you think you are. So you might think that you're ugly when you're not really that ugly. Right? You might feel like you're unlikable, unlovable when you might not be that bad. Just some people might want to paint you off that way, make you believe that when you're not. Right, now we have true love. This is romance of a lifetime. Right, with that person that you might be flirting with, like um, they might differ from your usual type, and that's why you might say no to it and just be tempted. Um, but dating doesn't necessarily mean that y'all in a relationship. Y'all getting to know each other, like keep an open mind. Still, like, choked on my spit. Get to know each other, talk to each other, socialize. Because we have want to date and then we're going to dating. Um, and we have dating twice, so and then planning and setting the date. So it's just like if you're not ready for that, like say that, communicate that to that person. What they're saying like is being like true love here. Um, they hopefully they will understand it and have no problem taking their time, going slow. And but if it's this person that's interrupting and interfering, if they have a problem with it, it won't just let it be and like let like things unfold naturally. That's not is that's conditional love. That's not real love. That's not true love. Okay, love is not controlling and monitoring and micromanaging. It's not none of that. Okay. Okay. Now with this, that's just like interfering. Like does you no, let it play out. I don't need you to be here making sure I'm doing what I'm saying. Like no, just let it be go naturally and stuff like that. You focus on you. I'll focus on me. Just let it play out. And then we have this could be the one you're you have already met your romantic partner you seek. So it could be the person that you thought of. Like maybe they do like you. Yes. If you just getting out of relationship that and thinking about like what if we get back together, like we could get back together, things could work out. Yeah, that relationship is done and over with. Or if you in a relationship with like a relationship and you're just we're working on it, we're gonna tough this out. Yeah, no, that's things are not gonna tough out. You're not gonna work that out. Okay, it's just really interfering and getting in the way. Like this might be a fucked up way to say it, but this could be your way out. Like okay, and not saying like to just jump in a relationship with that person, but like it's pretty much showing you and let you know like what you're seeking for, what you're looking for is out there, and you don't have that with this person. So it's best to leave this person so that you can get more of what you're seeking and looking for. Because this person is not able to give it to you, provide it to you. Okay, okay. Because with this time to heal, like you know, separation, like break up and be by yourself, like because this is yeah, it's done and over with. Okay. And then we have trust. This situation is calling for you to have faith, right? To be open minded and have faith. Okay? The fool, take a leap of faith. Going with the flow. Just winging it. I know. Then we have attraction. You attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. And right, because you know what? If you try to flirt or like try real hard while flirting, like it just come off real weird and real creepy. So it's just like this, just let it naturally unfold. Keep an open mind. Go with the flow. If it was meant to be, it will be. Um, but like I said, if you're in a relationship with that person and y'all like trying to work it out, if this person is making you feel things like this person is not making you feel, and you haven't felt that in a while or for like a very long time with that person, it's time to communicate that with that person. Let bygones be bygones. Let these things come to an end. Like I said, the relationship is over. No second chances. Time. Grow and transform your life. Like it's done. It's over with. Like you don't have to continue doing this again. Okay? Like you let it go. It's not likely it's gonna come back. Like it's okay. You don't have to go back to it if that's what you're worrying about. You don't have to. Um, and if you just got out of a relationship with the person and you thinking like I might get back together, this like I just said, this person's making you feel things like that person haven't made you feel in a very long time and probably never made you feel. So like be open to that. Like do you like that person? You was in love with that person. That didn't mean that what y'all had didn't mean anything, but it just means that as of right now, you more open to new things and new horizons and meeting new people and talking to new people and seeing what's out there. Not going like not just jumping into a relationship with nobody, just talking and socializing with people. Okay, dipping your toe in the water. And then we have ownership. You acknowledge your misdeeds and accomplishments alike and learn to love them as a lesson. Right? With this time to heal, shadow work and self worth. Like, yeah, you taking ownerships of your flaws, your accomplishments, your weaknesses, your strengths, um, in relationships, in lives in general, and being open to being able to improve certain things and realize like how you are in one relationship doesn't mean like that's how you're gonna be in all relationships. Especially if you heal, you change. And some people bring out certain parts of certain people. And so it's just like how like this person probably brought out the worst in you, especially if you didn't want to be there. Like you probably became like a different kind of person, so you might need some time to heal that, unlearn those traits and all this other stuff to get back to who you really are yourself and to like not even like just a person that you like to just who you are where you can feel comfortable with yourself and accept yourself, have ownership of like an acknowledgement of yourself and don't beat yourself up of like certain things and trusting yourself and raise like having like a decent like self-worth, self-esteem levels and stuff like that. And not saying that you need to have high self-esteem, like you can have like normal, neutral, it's fine. Everybody's imperfectly imperfect, perfectly fine. It's cool. It's okay. Um just fine. Then we have present. You live in the present moment and you are able to bring forth the energy of love in your current situation. So you might need to be doing this and might be doing this in the present moment or thinking about doing it in the present moment or real soon. Um but you can communicate it with love and like compassion. You have the like the capacity and ability to do that. And if you feel like you don't, you can like try to write it out. Um, type out what you want to say or write out what you want to say, and then read it back to yourself. And if it's kind of harsh, or probably rewrite it, right? Take out some things. Either way, you still said what you want to say. It's still in there. You might just have to, tweak it so it don't come out as harsh. But don't take out like the facts, the main important parts. And then we have persistence. I know that I can do whatever I set my mind to. Right? With the persistence, you taking ownership over whatever you're setting your mind to and realizing that it's your responsibility to do it. Like, it's your truth. You have to communicate it. No one else can communicate it for you or speak it for you. You have to. It's like with the shadow work, it's your shadow. You have to do it. Nobody can do it for you. It's your self worth, your self esteem, how you feel about yourself. Like it's all about you. You have to. If you don't like yourself, you have to fix that. Just, like, sad to say. And like, yeah, there's gonna be like certain things that you're gonna want other people to take responsibility for, take ownership for, but they might not. It just either way, it's not yours. So just throw it away. Just Yeet. It doesn't have your name on it. Yeet. It's yeet. Like, like just focus on what you create, what you're thinking about, and because that's the only thing you can control is what you're thinking of and how you react to certain things. So just like you can't like you can like I said, like don't do it like harshly, like do it with like have love and stuff like that and compassion, but you can't really predict or control how they're gonna react to what you're saying or anything like that because it's still at the end of the day it's their feelings. You can't control somebody else's feelings. You only can control your feelings, and you didn't mean to hurt their feelings, but you still have to do what is best for you and take your feelings in consideration and take ownership of that and do what's right for you and what's best for you. Because with this somebody like you, if it is like somebody else and not like you dating yourself and trying to get like getting back in tune with yourself and not like pulling away from your partner, if it's that, then alright. If it's like but it's still either way it's gonna end up in like a breakup. Either way, it's still a breakup. If it's another person, either way you're gonna end up breaking up with this person because with this fun flirting, and flirting came out twice, okay? And then leading into dating, it's just like either way it's gonna come into a situation where you're gonna have to talk to this person and break up with this person. So it's like it's better to like do it like where it's like innocent, where it's just when it's just like liking somebody, you want to see where it's going, where you see like you've been dating to see where it's going. You already know that you like this person, but the seduction here is like you want some. You want some. Okay, you like it's got that far, and it's like it's gonna hurt way more because you kept it a secret. With this persistent, like you let it build up. So it's just like it's better than like just nipping it, like not even like nipped in the bud like early. It's just when it's a like, or just like simply like look, I haven't like really been feeling attracted to you in a very long time, and I feel like we should like take a step back from each other's like spend some time apart to see other options out there and just stand a third. Okay, just at the end of the day there's gonna be a separation period and you're gonna break up. Okay, either way, relationship over either way. And then we have regret. I know that I can't change the past. And that's all regret is. Just living in the past and wanting to change the past, but you can't change the past. All you can do is take ownership for your mistakes and take accountability from it. Learn from your mistakes and try not to do it again. Okay. So now we have the Hermit. I was just talking about lessons, like like learning from your mistakes, going within. What we have here, spending some time by yourself and healing with that shadow work, um, learning out why you are the way that you are. Why do you think the way that you think? Why you do certain things? If you self sabotage, why do you do that? What do that mean? Um, if you put other people's feelings before yourself, like or people pleasing and stuff like that, why do you do that? You take ownership of it. Take back your power, and you start like to realize certain things or acknowledge certain things about yourself, and you know wanting to change that, wanting to grow, and that change your life and transform your life. And what you used to be attracted to, probably no longer become attracted to anymore because you learn that pattern, you break that pattern, you take ownership of it, and you have some regrets. And you then it say something about misdeeds. Yeah, and take ownership of that. You acknowledge that, like you made some mistakes, when you learn from them mistakes, and with those lessons, right? The Hermit. And you don't harbor any regret because that's just slowing you down and it's gonna just hurt you more than it hurts the other person. And then we have the world. Right? And the world is a cycle ending and another one beginning. So you learn the lessons, right? And you, like I said before, you try not to repeat them. Um, Seeing that you made it to the world, you clearly made it past judgment. So the cycle is closing. So it's a new cycle to begin. So that's what's like keeping an open mind. Like this relationship's done. It's over. Okay? Keep an open mind that there's still love out there for you. This is not the only fish in the sea for you. There's other people. Just continue. Just keep going. Okay? As you continue to learn and grow and transform, you're gonna see and meet new people and learn new things and be attracted to new things and new people. And then we have the Ten of Cups. Like different things starts to make you happy. You like you know love like you know love changes. It like how do I say this? Like when you were a kid, there's probably certain things that you probably love that when you eat it now, you don't you like it, but you don't really love it. You know, it's and then there's some things that you can eat all the time. You love it. Okay, you will drown yourself in it, kind of thing. But it's those like the second one I was like the first one I was talking about like it. Some of them change over time. Like your attraction to certain people, like your type changes from time to time. But with this keeping an open mind, it probably be different than your usual type or expectations. If you're trying to go based off your expectation, that clearly hasn't been working for you. So why would you try to continue using that? Maybe you should throw like an outlier or a curveball in there that might actually work better than your usual type. Okay, try like try something different. Okay, but not like when I say like an outlier, it's not like completely like way out there. Okay, like it's like it's still in like the same like if you like in statistics and stuff like that, it's still in the same research project and theme and topic. Like it's an outlier, but it's close. Okay, it was drawn from the same like population. Okay, but like different, like healed ish than the rest of it. Okay. And then we have the Five of Swords. Picking your choosing your battles wisely. Now we're also talking about like self sabotaging earlier, finding out why you do that. And stop self sabotaging your happiness. That shadow work. Realizing why you do that, why you are the way that you are. And stopping that. So you stop sabotaging your happiness. And living with regret. And then we have the Knight of Swords. And being impulsive and cutting things out without finding out what they have to offer first. Like I just said with this expectation. Your regular type clearly wasn't working, so maybe you should try something different. Try something new. Spice it up. Go in a different direction. It's clearly that it wasn't working. Because if you go this way, right? I would say don't just jump into a relationship just because you're lonely and you want somebody to be there, somebody to talk to. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Because that's short sighted. Okay? That's short sighted thinking and very impulsive. and you think things gonna work out fine, and it's not. It's very fairy tale with this 10 of Cups, because the 10 of Cups could be like emotional wish fulfillment, but it could also be like very like fairy tale fairy book, like with this true love here. It can seem very like once upon a time ish. um, but like if you learn from the lessons, you'll be able to decipher from it and stop this short-sighted thinking and don't sabotage it, and realizing why that this regret and doubt and not trusting yourself and all this other stuff will sabotage your happiness. So we have the Page of Pentacles, which is all about learning lessons, knowing new things, also taking stock. Right, and then we also have here like acknowledging your misdeeds and your accomplishments alike, and you're learning from those lessons. All right, that's what the Page of Pentacles does. It learns new things and takes stock in it, so they don't repeat certain um lessons or certain problems. They learn from other people's mistakes and try to do it themselves, and if they can't, they try to seek help. Which is why the Knight of Pentacles moves kind of, so he's reliable. He's not gonna make the same mistake somebody else made, but he's very methodical. Like think things through, but like very slow. But like, cause sometimes it may not have worked for that person, but it might work for this person. Like I said, like they're in the same like pool, but like different areas. Like, let's say your normal type is over here, and this new person that's coming in is like over here. Like you normally go for like those people that is like 50, 60, and this new person is like at 80. Like they're passing, where those people before is like barely passing. You know, like he's probably like more healed, or probably closer to being killed and working through whatever need to be worked through than your usual types, right? And learning those lessons and realizing that, and taking that along with you. Like some people are similar, but they're not all the same. You just can't be writing people laws just because they remind you of somebody. And we have the Five of Wands, because that's just caused a whole bunch of conflicts, internal conflicts or outer conflict. And then we have the Knight of Wands. I would say like being flighty, but being hot and cold, right? And like let me see the next card. Then we have the King of Swords, right? So yeah, cutting out like these player ways, these flighty in and out ways, and actually taking like having bravery to take action on what you want to take action on, whatever you set your mind to, right? Persevering through ever this conflict. And I guess the five. It was the fives that was throwing me off. I was like, it's being short sighted and just impulsively cutting something out, or like shooing something away, or just quickly jumping into battle without knowing what exactly you're fighting for, or whatever you're doing, or the reason why, is it's short sighted, and it's gonna come back to bite you in the ass. You know, so don't do that, because you're gonna have regrets later on in life. And the King of Swords, but here at the Hermit, the King of Swords, he supposed to, like, he holds the Ace of Swords, and the Ace of Swords supposed to be like truth, clarity, and the truth's supposed to like bring people together. It also sets you free and stuff like that. Um, could be very healing. Okay, but you learn from other people's truths or other people's life and other people because the Page of Pentacles being here, it's a child, and the child pretty much learns from an adult. They watch everything and pick up on things. So they might pick up on the conflict and the fighting and the battling and learn that and think, oh, that's what love is. So that's not what really love is. So it's like, if it's a child, that's what you pretty much might be teaching your child. It's like, do you want your child to learn that and think that's what love is if you try to continue to stay in this relationship like that? You know? But also, the king orders knights and pages around. But knights is all about movements. Pages is messengers. But if they don't fully learn their lesson, they're not able to move on and understand why they do certain things, and that's very short-sighted. They're just going to continue doing it and sabotaging it. Just might be like in and out. Like I said before, like with certain relationships, some people just bring out the bad in you or the ugly in you, and or in people, and that doesn't mean that you're like a bad or ugly person. It just means that you might like you still have some things that you're battling, that you're working on, that you have to work on. So that, and then you work through that, and then like you then later on like realize and pick up on like other people that's similar to like that kind of person, and then once you see that, you be like, all right, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that to myself again. I'm not gonna put that. Like, this time to heal. You healed once. You're not gonna do it to yourself again. You closed out that cycle. You learned your lesson, um, and you're taking like you're not trying to repeat those same mistakes over and over and over again, right? You just gotta learn the lesson like a couple of times and or once, and then you're good. Okay, and because the King of Swords, he cut out what things that don't suit him, right? And it's very like cold, swift, and detached from it. And well, cold, swift detachment from it. And then he's all looking in this direction. So it's like he can see this conflict and this battle and this fighting that's going on, and or sense it, and then like know what he needs to cut out. Right, like I said here with this ownership, it could simply be like what you need to take action on, what you need with this perseverance, why there's conflict, or what the problem is, and all this stuff, and like, got to take action on it. If it's a relationship, either way you put it, you're gonna break up. Either way, you're gonna break up. You might as well just like rip the band-aid off, nip it in the bud now before it gets way too late, and y'all like I have a whole relationship technically going on within a relationship. Just no, just nip it in the bud, like when it's like innocent. And then we have the moon. And the moon, there's like secrets, illusions, fears, hidden intentions. Everything is not what it seems. Um, with the short sight, with the five and the short-sighted thinking. Um, and then the Knight of Swords and the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Swords is very impulsive. Okay, the Knight of Wands, kind of flighty, in and out, very fast. Okay, um, what just popped in my head was Lightning McQueen, like Kachiga, like just in and out, like you just. Like I don't want to say like there's a secret here, but yeah, like there's some internal conflict or some internal problem that you don't know about, and with this healing, this shadow work and stuff like that, focusing on ourselves and self-worth, like the shadow is like something that you like suppress. Like there's something hidden, like this conflict, short-sighted thinking is hidden. It's inside of them, internal. Like it's, you might not know it, you might not see it unless they like project it onto you, take it out on, like take it out on you in some way, shape, or form. Because King of Cups can be like King of Cups, King of Swords, and the Knight of Swords. They can be like, the Knight of Swords is very impulsive. That, and they can be like very harsh with his words. And because King of Swords is very cold and detached, very harsh, argumentative with their words and stuff like that, and quick to be like in an argument and fight with people. And because like I said with the Five of Swords, like pick and choosing their battles wisely. They battle every battle, right? They just all of it, all the smoke for some reason. It's like, what? No, that's, they clearly have something going on in them that they fighting. They dealing with. Okay. And then we have the Seven of Cups. See, because it was kind of confusing, like to explain it, but then it was like, don't know how to like I can explain it, but it's like I don't know if y'all will get it, right? The Seven of Cups, because it's confusion. They have their own confusion. They don't know which cup to pick themselves, even though there's one cup who legit have their face on it. They still don't know which cup they want. And then it's like, you can't be with somebody, or if you don't know what you want, then how can you be mad when somebody don't provide that to you? You don't know what you want. They can't get it for you. They can't do it. And if they don't know what they want, then like what? Like it's just like what? Like it's, what is the point? What is, like, you know? It's just it's be weird. It be weird. It's, you can't communicate. Like you can't put words to it because it's like it's weird. Like you know it's like it's something hidden. They got to figure out what they want. It's hard to get like to give somebody what they want, or like if you don't know what you want, you gotta know what you want. And then we have the Fool. Now, didn't I say something about the Fool like in the beginning of the? Oh, taking a leap of faith. Yeah, but don't do it like impulsively, like foolishly. Say that here, but like I said, with this, I'm not saying to break up your relationship and go date this person that you're flirting with. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. Okay? What I'm saying is, if this person, if you're more interested into talking to this person than you are with the person that you're in a relationship with, that is saying something. And it is better to talk to that person and let that person know than continue to talk to this other person, and then later down the line there's emotional ties to it, and y'all, now want to date and stuff like that, and attraction and stuff like that. Like, that's what I'm saying. You don't let it get that far, and then because then you're gonna have some regrets, because then of course that person is gonna be hurt, where it's just like in the beginning where y'all just was talking, it's just like, okay, this person, you're interested in talking to this person and seeing where this goes, and you're not really interested in this relationship anymore, so it's best to like let this come to an end so this person can also talk to whoever they want to talk to and find out what they're into while you're doing the same thing. And if y'all want to come back together, and if it is meant to be or stuff like that, y'all will come back together, or y'all can just be friends. But as like relationship wise, you don't want to do that anymore. You're not attracted to them, and this and the third, that kind of thing, right? But if you try to have them as a friend with this third party interference and seduction, they might, yeah, they might try to interfere in some way, shape, or form. Then you might regret that. So, but if there's, being a little player. To each his own. You gotta figure out what works for you, what doesn't work for you, which one resonates with you, and which one works. You know your situation. I don't. Okay. And what you need to take action on, and which one you need to go to, and okay. So next we have surrender, and it's a white card to represent like purity, cleansing, and like I said, either way you look at it, a relationship is coming to an end. Is breaking up with the person either way, and you still have to communicate it. You don't have to say, like, if you don't want to tell them that you're wanting to talk to new people, then fine, but don't try to. It's your mother. Either way, something has to be let go. So something else can come in. Like I said, a cycle has to end so something else can begin. Either way, something's gonna let go. The relationship's coming to an end. Either way. Either way. Either way. Either way. This walk is either way, but it's coming to an end. And then we have love, and it's a pink card, and pink is all about love, sweetness, comfort, happiness. And then we also had true love here, and then like just be open minded. Like what is for you will be for you. You don't have to fight it, act out a character. Or like you will change, yes, like a twin flame and like your soulmate and like stuff like that. They will like you will learn lessons, but they won't like cause you to act out a character, like to become somebody that you're not, kind of thing. Um, like being confused to who you are. You won't do that. Okay. Tempt you to like to become somebody that you're not. Won't do that. Right. Be this little player in and out, causing hope. Like won't do that. Okay. And then we have consciousness. And with the hermit here, like the hermit is all about like inner wisdom, going within, um, internal knowledge. You're not asking or seeking help from nobody else or advice from anybody else. You're taking like a dive in your subconscious and finding out if there's shadow work, like your triggers, and why is that your triggers, and where does it stem from, and how can you take back your power from it, so you don't let other people take your power back. Take your power and still have that power to pretty much aggravate you, bother you, cause conflicts in any way, shape, or form in your life. And with this ownership, and us, okay, when it's other, like sometimes other people's comments affect your thoughts, right? And you have to take ownership that you allowed what that person thought and like or said about you affect how you felt about yourself, and take back that power that you allowed them to have. Consciousness. realize it and let it go, so you can feel more connected with yourself and at peace with yourself. And then as a result, later on, you stop caring what other people think or feel or say about you. As long as you're happy with yourself, there's gonna be people that like you and realize that you're not that bad. You're pretty cool. You're fine. Um, you're not hurting anybody. Being happy with yourself and loving yourself, and enjoying the moment and enjoying life and just being who you are and accepting yourself. There's gonna be people that like that and enjoy that and see that, and want to do it too. They accept themselves and love themselves and care for themselves just the same way. But yeah, that's all that I'm seeing for you, pal. Two. If you feel like this reading resonated with you, please like, share, subscribe. Other than that, I'll see you next time. Bye. Thank you for watching. Hi there, pal 3. Welcome to your reading. So let's see what the romance cards have for you. Alright, so we have heartbroken, deeply hurt, sad, separation, breakup, feeling loss, grieving, mourning. Okay. Let's see what else. We have key on a ring, many options, decisions, unconventional, string along, one night stand. And we have mirroring each other, self-image, relationship reflecting our wounds, introspection. Okay. And then we have girl with the snake, empath, and narcissist, pandemic, being charmed or used, enabled, boundaries. And then we have hands of cards, taking a chance, risk, being strategic, options, not showing hands, gambling. I don't know why I feel like I did this before, or this shit came up before. I know this card comes up. It's not explaining the narcissist. I feel like I did that enough. Pretty much the narcissist is the snake, okay, and the girl is the empath. And narcissists, they use strategies, tactics, in order to get their way. They have many tactics and skills, strategies, in order to get their ways. In order, to charm you, use you, and like for you to enable them, allow them access to, charm you, use you, and abuse you. Okay? To like take a chance on their like risky endeavors, and then at this result, the girl end up being hurt, very heartbroken, and sad, and lost, and mourned. If you set those boundaries, they're gonna like leave you alone, and then you still end up heartbroken and hurt and abused and stuff like that because you thought they love you, and they don't really love you. It wasn't really love. And with this keys and stringing along, you might not be the only person with this option is coming out twice. They use your wound or try to pretend like, because narcissists is also like a form of like empaths, but they're just like dark empaths. So they can feel your like wounds and know what your wound is and emotions and stuff like that, and use it to their own advantage and manipulate it. Pretty much what they did, which with this mirror, they reflect back the worst parts of you that you didn't like, or use the parts of yourself that you did like to make you not like those parts of yourself anymore. So just as a result, you just don't like you, and you give them control. You like allow them, enable them to have control over you, make the decisions for you, so they speak for you and stuff like that. And it's just like, no, run, okay, stop it. Then we have forgiveness and learning. As you release and heal the past, you experience you experience more love in the present moment. Right? You're not the only one that end up dating a narcissist. It happens. Okay, I did too. That's like his. Just run. Okay, they narcissists is actually supposed to be in therapist, but they don't, and it might be hard for them to go to therapy or accept that they need therapy because it's kind of hard for them to even accept that they're the problem. They're very self-absorbed, self-centered. Very self-absorbed, self-centered, and it's all about like me, and what they want. Okay, um, like I said before, they will show that they love you and try to do certain things, right? But it's all conditional. It's not unconditional. Conditional. As long as you do certain things, right? Then you're good. You're fine, right? They will continue showering you with love and doing everything for you, talking highly of you, talking great about you and stuff like that. But once you do something that they don't like, they belittle you, talk down to you, and cut you off. Don't talk to you, silent treatment, whatever tactic that they can, or gaslighting, manipulation, whatever tactic that they can that they will use, they will use. They just you just gotta. It doesn't make any sense to be mad at them or held any anger, resentment, or guilt, because when you think about it, it's just like a child. It's a how I view narcissists is just like it's a brat, just a brat in any age. It's just a child brat in an adult body. And it's like it makes no sense to get angry with a child. They don't know any better. You see? They not to it makes no sense. It's like it just makes no sense to be angry with somebody. It makes no sense. No sense. For example, it was one person that I dated. I was not happy in that relationship, and I knew that. And I communicated it and vocalized it so many times in so many different ways because I thought maybe it's how I'm saying it, right? Because that was, I guess, one of their tactics was I didn't communicate. I wasn't saying when I wasn't happy or anything like that, even though I was. Try to gaslight me into thinking I wasn't. So I thought maybe it's how I'm saying it, my wording. Maybe I could say it nicer and stuff like that. But that wasn't it. That simply wasn't it. It was just because for one time I literally was able to not even have an argument by myself, but have the whole conversation by myself because I was able to predict and know what exactly they was gonna say for what I was gonna say. I literally knew their response to what I was gonna say. And you probably like that's sad. And it is sad. It's very sad. It's sad. It's very sad. But no, it's even more sad that the person was right next to me, and when I said, because they even asked like, "What's your problem? Like, why? Like, what's wrong?" And then when I told them like, I want to talk to you, and but if I do, it's gonna go this, and the third, and then it was like, yeah, if you know that already, then what's the problem? And it was just like, That's the problem. The fact that I already know what you're gonna say. I already know your excuses. I know everything. Like, it's predictable, bro. Like, it's like, that's the problem. Like, I've been saying this for how long and nothing is getting better. So it's like, it's not how I'm saying things. It's me. I am communicating. Clearly, I'm communicating, right? If I know what you're saying and I know what you're gonna say for everything, I'm gonna, like, clearly I communicated. Clearly, I've been saying it. It just makes no sense for me to continue talking and continue being mad and continue being bothered. It makes no sense. Just a child. It makes no sense. You can't be in a relationship with a child. You can't, well, a functional relationship with a child. You can't be in a functional relationship with a man-child. You just can't. You can't. 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 Like, I can laugh about it now, but like, it's sad. It is sad, and it's very heartbreaking. And it's just toxic as fuck. Legit, ask me then, if you know all that, why are you mad then? Now, you don't see the problem? Like, I can predict everything you're gonna say. You're not getting better. You're just doing the same thing again and again. You just have these excuses, like, it wrapped up on a key. Like, no, it's too much. Too much. It's too much. Like, I know your whole hand. I can see through you. It makes no sense. Just let it go. Then we have very soon. Clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you. And then we have a heart-to-heart conversation. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other. I'm not with that person anymore. Clearly, we have to break up. But that separation, because I had to, like, me giving you chances and opportunities to change. Clearly, you're not taking it. You're not gonna change, and I know that because I know all your excuses and what you're gonna provide. Right? I know all your skills and your tactics. Right? And your strategies, right? I know your whole playbook. And like, with this learning, like, I learned the whole playbook. Like, I learned everything. I see through it. Like, I forgive you. I forgive myself. I just don't want to do this anymore, bro. Like, I just let me go. Like, just I have nothing else to give you. Like, nothing else to give. Like, I am done. I am drained. We can't keep doing this anymore. You know? And it's sad to say and it's fucked up to say, but if they actually did love you, they would have changed. If they wanted to keep you around, they would have changed. They would have made those adjustments, not just said it. Love is more than just a word. It's actions. You know, you feel it and stuff like that. You could see it. And love is not just sex. Okay, it's more than just that. Like I said before, you can feel it. You can see it. They do certain things. Then we have separation. We'll also see with the breakup. There's a heart-to-heart conversation that leads to a breakup. Because you can't continue living this way. That's just draining. And sad. I would have wished that shit upon my worst enemy. Like, like, I could laugh about it now, but like, that's back then, bro. Like, that's like, back then it was like, come on now, like, this. It was too much. Too much. That's the same person that later on tried to lie about my whole character to my face. Like, good sir. Like, it's a child in an adult body. You can't be mad at a child in an adult body, bro. You just can't. It's a man child. You can't. You just think of it like Tarzan. You just You can't be mad at Tarzan. He doesn't know how to act civilized. It's just they don't, okay? They don't. In certain cultures, snakes are supposed to be like evil and stuff like that, and jealous and envious and stuff like that. Yeah, there's your child, their brat. They don't know how to regulate their own feelings and take accountability for certain things, so they rather project it and blame it onto others. Somehow their problems is your problems and you're the cause of it. Even if you're not, even if you was there or not, somehow it's still your problem. You're the cause of it. You gotta fix it. That makes no sense. Makes no sense. You can't reason with them because it's a child. It's a child. A toddler at that. Okay? A toddler. Like a terrible two toddler. Okay? Like you, no negotiating. Then we have passion. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. If you get, like, from my own experience, it's like, they have like, there's people that have like narcissistic tendencies, but like a full blown narcissist, like, they're supposed to be in like therapy, okay? And you might need therapy after dating one. I did, okay? Right? Cause like I said, like that gaslighting, like tactics, and it's all for you to like to start questioning yourself, right? And it played like little mind games and little tricks, like for what, like I talk about this person a lot. Like for one example, I can say one thing, and I know what I said is the correct answer. Like I think for the other example when I said this was it was about birds, right? Not birds, the heart. And I said the heart has like four little sections. Is the right aorta, left aorta, right ventricle, left ventricle, that kind of thing. He tried to tell me it has two. That didn't make no sense. That didn't make no sense. Doesn't make sense. Because it doesn't, right? I even drew out the heart, okay? Drew it out. Okay? It's still trying to tell me it has two. And I'm just like, what? I'm literally naming it, like, the right aorta, left aorta, the right ventricle, left ventricle. Like, I'm literally two. Like, where? What? Like, how are you getting two? How? There's four sections. There's four different things I'm naming off. Still saying two. I'm in the one in the class, my guy. Like, shouldn't I know this? Had to Google it, all that. And then try to swish it and flip it and say that I was the one that said two. I didn't say two. There's no way I said two. Because if there's no way I said two. Because they asked me for a human. I know a human has four. If I said two, it would have been for a bird. Bro didn't even know that birds had two. So it's just like, good dog. See how the gaslight, it was just like, come on now. Like, you're not about to flip the switch and make it seem like I said this and you said no. You said two. I said four. I know what I said. Okay? And, had to go to therapy after that. Because it's just like, am I bugging? Like, I feel like I was communicating. And the therapist even said, like, yeah, you were communicating. You did. And that's, like, just at some point in time, I just shut down and stopped communicating. And that part, that was the part where it's just like, wasn't okay. So that's why I need to have a separation period. So you don't shut down and become numb and just give into it and no, break free. Okay. Also with this Hands of Cards and Heartbroken, but we have separation twice. Like, you could be heartbroken and sad over this separation, like the fact that you're not together and not trying to show it. And if so, you need to have a heart-to-heart conversation with yourself and or somebody else, so you can be able to like forgive and well learn and like forget like and let go and like forgive, because if you had continued to stay in this, you with this feeling lost, you would have lost yourself. Like I said, with narcissists, one of their tactics is gaslighting, and that's like that affects you mentally. Um, where manipulation is like it could be like physical, um, or like emotional, like even, but like gaslighting, that's like more mental. That affects your mind. You know, play little mind games, and you think that you're bugging when you're not really bugging. Might well, you might not be bugging. You might not be. Okay. And just because somebody might gaslight doesn't mean that they're like an actual narcissist. They might just have narcissistic tendencies that they picked it up from somewhere. Um, that's still not okay. Like I normally give the example of Avatar: The Last Airbender. And Ba Sing Se, there was like, there's no war in Ba Sing Se when there was a war the whole time. Yeah, that's form of gaslighting. Um, some people believed it, some people didn't, and then no, just the same thing will work with the narcissist. Some people's gonna believe their tactics and believe the image that they're putting on, and they also believe it too, which is very hard for, which is why it's very hard for them to go to therapy and even to admit that they need therapy and that they're the problem, because they don't see that they're the problem. You're the problem for trying to make them accept the truth. And it's just like, what the like you can't you can't argue with somebody that doesn't accept truth. Like that's just weird. Like, you want somebody to sit here and lie to you. Like that's who you want your life to be full of lies. Like that's weird. You just that's why like you can't really be mad at them. This hard to be mad at somebody that's like that. They just wired that way. Okay. Um, Now if they have narcissistic like characteristics, tendencies, traits, um, they can like dial it down, like stop doing it. But like I said, narcissists are supposed to see a therapist. They don't really do it because they don't see that they're the problem. Oh, and there's a couple of like video like people you could go to and watch, learn more about narcissists and empaths and stuff like that. You can watch Psych to Go. It's supposed to be about like psychology, right? That's one thing. It's a YouTuber. He actually has narcissism. Wait, he was diagnosed with it. Hold on, let me find it. And right, he talks about like how it affects him, his like life. He I don't remember. I know in one video he talked about like he had a wife. I don't really watch him like that because it's just like it irks. And then it's just something about him. Okay, like it's just like I'm fine. Like it's just um. So let me find him. And then there's like a social worker that also talks about it, and the dynamics of how it affects like if it's like a like if it's your mother, like how that dynamic affect the child, and if it's like multiple siblings, like how there's a golden child and then there's like the dark sheep, the bad one. This is like because they see through the tactics, and it's just like, well, I'm sorry that I cannot be manipulated. Right? So they like isolate that child, and then the one that could be manipulated is all like, "Oh, you're so great, you're so wonderful," and it's just like, really, just because they can be manipulated? That's mind-boggling to me. Like that's mind-boggling to me. Like just because I can't be hypnotized and be under your little spell, I'm not wonderful. Like they don't get it. You can't be mad at them. You just gotta laugh. I won't say laughing in their face because then that's just gonna make them even more mad. It's just an ego problem. Is it like an image? They have like an image of a whole, and they really believe that image that they create. even if it's like a whole fairy tale, it makes no sense. They believe in that, okay? um, but he is called. Well, his channel is called Mental Healingness, and the social worker one, I think it's like Patrick something. Remember Patrick being in it. And then like the whatever the degree is for social worker, that's in that as well. So I really can't find it at this moment. And I don't want this video to go longer than what it necessarily is. So yeah, but that you want to find more information, try to help get out. Okay. Seeing that there's videos of people talking about it, you're not the only one. It's okay. It's fine. It happens to people from time to time, and some people just have tendencies. Okay, and some people have the full blown thing and just don't know it, and or just won't accept it, and it's just you gotta do what's best for you. Okay, like it's just run every time, run. See, like that's what like now that you know and see through the tactics, like anybody that has it, you just like yep, nope, I'm fine, I'm good. Like his videos, I can't I can't do it for a long period of time. Like little bits and pieces, yeah. The whole video, nope, I'm good. Mm-mm. Like for one, like one video that I was watching, his wife, and that's what I was like, I'm not really sure if they were still married or not. And when it's just them in the house, she doesn't really talk, right? Don't really talk, no nothing, right? And if she does like talk to him, it's like a little short, little very little and stuff like that. But then when they go out, like she talks a lot, like talk to like socialize with people and stuff like that, and it's very open and like he is upset that she doesn't do that with him, right? And bro, like went to a therapist and everything, like bro, like to make it seem like it was really helpful, like she was doing this, and the therapist is just like, no, she's like the other people actually listen to her. You don't listen to her. You try to talk over her, which is why she doesn't talk to you. It makes no sense. Like it just you're just gonna talk over her, which is then you have to realize like, oh snap, you're right. I do that. Like it's just like, sir, get out my face. Like it'll be that. Like it just come on now. Like self accountability. Like you have to literally like pretty much like corner them for them to realize like this is why this is happening. You are doing this, which is why she does this, which is why this is happening when this and this and this and this. If you stop doing this, then maybe she will start talking to you and open up more. But then it's just like once she like if that does happen, you have to one listen to her, actually take what she's saying into accountability, take accountability for your actions, and you don't have to agree with what she's saying, but like realize that is valid, like her feelings are valid, because if it was done to you, you would be upset. So how you're not getting why she's upset is mind-boggling, okay? And it's like half the times with them it's just like a brick wall. Like once it's trying to like time to reverse it to put themselves in the other person's shoes, they just get lost somewhere, and it's just like how you if it was done to you, you would be upset. Yes, but you don't see how it's a problem that you're doing it to other people. No, and it's like then it's like but I don't mean to do it, but you're doing it, and we keep having this conversation. So it's just like, what do you mean you don't mean to do it? Like, it's just like how many times you're gonna have to keep doing this. And then we have imagination. I embrace and nurture my creative aspect of my mind. she can't talk to him because he's just gonna talk over her and suppress her. But this heart to heart conversation, suppress her dreams, her imagination. They just want to, control you, think for you. No, like control. Well, my situation was the other way around for some way. Because I was smart. I was smart enough to think for the both of us. And it's just like, no, no, no. Nope. No. I think not. um. So sometimes they try to go for like high people, like people at status like above them, and try to bring them down to their level. And then there's like the parts that you used to like about yourself, you might stop liking about yourself because just like, they try to manipulate it some way in shape or form. But either way, with this mirror, it's some type of wound that you have in common, like a core value or a core wound, something in common that happened to both of y'all. Just a trauma bond at this point in time. Say it that way. And once you heal that, you will realize to see through these tactics, but also it's toxic. There was no actual bond there. And you ever saw Big Mouth? Because this is reminding me of Missy, right? So you just have a little hate worm, and you realize that, and then stop that with this imagination. You see? They just a little hate worm, and it's just like this is what they do. They're just a little troll. Like I said, you can't be mad at a child for certain things. They're just a child. They don't know any better. You picture them like Tarzan. Tarzan don't know how to do like things in the world because he's been in the jungle. You can't you can't just adapt to civil life, right? Like just like that. No, no. And sometimes it's too far gone for them to even adapt to civilized lifestyle. So it's just like, just gotta do what's best for you. But separation twice, I said run. Okay? Like, gotta do what's best for you. And then we have spontaneously, you move beyond the constraints of your mind and freely and lovingly embrace new solutions. Right? Those videos will help you imagine and create new solutions. Imagine a new life for yourself that you don't have to continue living with this person and don't have to be here. And like I said with this keys of rings, like and these multiple options and options came out twice. It's more than just gaslighting and manipulation. There's love bombing. Trying to like keep saying that they love you over and over and over again, even though they really don't. There's gifts, um, which is like a form of love bombing. Rather than actually saying sorry, they just say they love you, or they get you a gift to magically wipe it away and just disappear. Spontaneous, spontaneous combustion, like the problem is gone. Like, what are you talking about? Right? And it's just like, that's no. That's not how that works. So it's once you realize it's just a way to string you along, and for that you could just stay there longer to continue to be manipulated and used. Now, do they feel left out from time to time? Yeah, but it's like, do they realize why they're getting left out? That's the big important part. And it's like I said, they could change. If they go to therapy, get therapy, do the work and stuff like that, start realizing and stuff. But it's just it's kind of it's just like it's like they always have like that backup character, the default character to just go back to that type of person. So it's just like, you gotta do what's best for you. And then that's why we have those boundaries. But these try to come out together, so I'm gonna read them together. So we have denial and harmony. Denial of, like, if it's not their form of truth or a truth that they can accept, where they're painted in a good light, they're not accepting it. They will deny it, even if it can, like, them accepting it can create like a harmony, like peace of mind and peace in relationship. It paints them in a bad light, and they can't see that and can't accept that. They won't accept that. Right? So, denial. I admit my fears, but replace it with the insight of awareness and harmony. Are you able? No, you are able to feel a loving, balanced connection with everything. Right? With the empath being here, you can pick up on. You can feel like your feelings and other people's feelings. Be able to put yourself in other people's shoes. Okay, you can do that. Understand that. So you might be trying, like I said, with trauma bonding with this person and thinking that you actually have a bond when you really don't. And once you learn that, you start to forgive yourself for the mistakes that you have made. And like I said, you gotta forgive them. They're just like a child. You can't. They just it's just Tarzan. It's you. They can't do certain things. Don't I forgot the other dude that was raised in the jungle. Um, from the Jungle Book. I forgot his name. But yeah, you just sometimes it's just too far. One is more able to like adapt. The other one is just too far gone. Like you can't do much. Okay. So now we have the Three of Swords, which like heartbreak, betrayal, or like a very harsh truth. But the truth should set you free. Sometimes it's tough to hear and tough to say, but that's the only way things are gonna change. And with this heartbroken, yeah, something gotta change. And if it doesn't change, your heart's just gonna continue breaking more and more and more, and then you just lose hope. Like for yourself, or just for like your life, or your love life. And it's just like that's not necessary. It's not it's not necessary. Okay, you don't have to stay with this person. You don't have to be with this person. This is not the best love that you're ever gonna get. It's just all a bunch of lies and tactics. Like you're lovable. Okay, you're not that hard to love. They just want to fill your head with a whole bunch of nonsense to make you think that. Okay, okay, kind of harsh to hear, but it is. It's true. You gotta forgive it. They're like a child, a brat. They want to get their way and try to do anything to get their way by any means necessary. And what I mean by any means necessary, by any means necessary. Like, and if they don't get it, sometimes they say harsh things. And if you don't react, they get upset and then walk away. It's just that's how I react to people. So it's just like I don't really care. But now I'm not saying that what they're saying doesn't hurt, right? But just like if I know who I am and accept myself for who I am and my like flaws and accomplishments and stuff like that, it's just like I don't really care what you're saying. And then two, if I won't go to you for advice, I definitely don't care what you're thinking about me. And once I realized that, like, you don't fully accept yourself, so it's just like, how can you accept me? It's just like, I really don't care what you think about me either. So it's just like, you living in this fairy tale, creating this illusion, pretending like everything is okay, and it's like, I don't care what you're thinking about me. I really won't, because you don't even know, can't even accept your life. You're denying your own life. So it's just like, you got something that you're dealing with, and you're not about to take that out on me. Or narcissists will try to project their problems onto you, as if it's your fault, even though it's not. And it's like, I don't, like, that's what's like, I won't care what you're saying to me, because it's not my fault. Especially if we had this heart-to-heart conversation. We talked about it. You was aware. Or should have been aware. Like, this was coming. You know? Be like, oh, where's, like, you know. And then we have the Knight of Pentacles. But you move kind of slow. Very stubborn. Right? Very methodical, think things through with this strategy. Right? But it's the horse at the water for me. Yeah, they strategize their emotions. It's a tactic. Love bombing. There's might be no actual love here. You might realize that. They love the image of you, y'all two together, what y'all represent, maybe, but not you per se. I don't know. I don't know what narcissists be thinking. Okay, and I don't want to know. I don't know, and I don't want to know certain things unless empaths don't want to feel, and I don't want to feel that. Okay. um. And then we have the Page of Pentacles. Yeah. And the Page of Pentacles is all like, it's a student, right? And like I said, strategize. And you have this learning here. You have to learn the lesson and see like it's all just a tactic. And it might be harsh to hear, harsh to know. But these kind of people are out there, okay? That you have to realize that and be able to like defend yourself. Have these boundaries so that they won't be able to charm you and use you, okay? Because they're going to turn it and flip it around and make it seem like it's your fault. Like in my analogy before, I know what the sections of the human heart. There's no way I said two. Especially because I drew it out and then I was naming them. No way I said two. But then try to flip it and say like I said that. And then even when I said that we had this conversation, it was, I don't talk about my feelings. Try to flip it to something else to make it seem like it's still my problem. It's still on me. It's still my fault. And it's just like, good sir. Good sir. Good sir. I don't know what you thinking is going to happen here. Okay? But it's not. You know? And like I said, at some point I just thought it was like how I was communicating it. So I shut it down to try to figure out what was the best way to say it in a nice way. But then I was just taking his feelings in consideration over my own, and then that wasn't working out for me. Okay? That was not working out for me, and that was very sad. Okay? Very sad, very heartbreaking. And then especially because after the whole thing was done, try to paint me to be a bad person to my face while trying to get back with me. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? If I was a horrible girlfriend, a bad girlfriend, also mean and everything, why would you be trying to get back with me? denial. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. They can't accept that they're the problem. So it has to be you. It's not me. Like, you see it? It's very sad. Just run, get away, block them. I did everywhere. No longer in my atmosphere. Like, no, go, get out. Okay, learn the lessons. Free yourself. Like, it's sad now. You start healing. Like, I can laugh about it now, but sometimes it does still piss me off because it's just like, that makes no sense. Like, it makes no sense. And then it's like 2 plus 2 is supposed to equal 4. 4 plus 4 is supposed to equal 8. They're not getting that, and it's just like, how are you not getting this? How what are we going? Where am I losing you? Like, it's that, like, you won't be able to find how you losing them. It's just like, like, you just gotta do what's best for you. 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 Okay? Okay. Even stated, if somebody else was doing the things that they were doing to me, they would be upset and tell me to break up with the person. They agreed. Right? Agreed. And then stated, because they don't like the fact that they do it, so they didn't want somebody else to do it. So if you're thinking this person was going to change, if they can change if they want to change, okay? They don't like the fact that they do it, so they don't want somebody else to do it, okay? If I was with somebody else and they was doing the shit he was doing, yeah, break up with that person. You should break up with that person. But you should stay with me, even though I'm doing that. You see it? You see it? Do what's best for you. Run. Separate. If they want to change, they will change. They're not going to change. Because they're not the problem. They can't, like, you know? It's just so, run. Separate. Move. Okay? Very, very soon. So you can have that passion back for life. Okay? It gets better. Not all of them is like that. Not everybody is like that, okay? There's a lot of narcissists out there, but not that many. Okay? Like I said, there may be some people that have the tendencies and try to be manipulative, but then it's just like, once you learn through these tactics and like survive this, pretty much, it's just like you see through anybody else's tactics and little hints of it, and it's just like, get on my face. Like, that kind of thing. It's just like, goodbye. So then you just live a better and happier life, because you know the people that is really want to be there for you, really trying to help you, motivate you, to really trying to love you, and then those people that's trying to just use you and manipulate you. Sometimes, even if it's a boss, you realize through their manipulation tactics. Yeah, management lies too. And then we have justice. You see, it's just separate. Like I said, things got to balance out. There's harmony. It can't. You got to make a fair and just decision. You got to do what's best for you. And if it was best for you, right? Because I just noticed on this justice cards, like, they have this hat, and then, you know, the top hat is supposed to be like high status, wealth, and stuff like that. It's all about an ego and represent, like, how things represent how they look, the image to them. And then we have flowers here, right? On the other side, flowers supposed to represent like purity, love, happiness. They see that as like balance, like status and love goes hand in hand, and it's just like, no, 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 no. Love don't always look so nice and pretty. This love doesn't look nice and pretty, right? They imagine that it does, right? Because maybe picture-wise, yeah, do. Image-wise, yeah. But realistically, no. They in denial, right? In denial. in denial. You know, sometimes they be like, justice is blind. Like, they just in denial. Far off. Like, different book. And then we have the Two of Swords. Right? That puts you in, like, having separation, or with this heart-to-heart conversation, put you at, like, this crossroads, or learning these lessons, or finding out these truths, put you at this crossroad. And to make these very harsh decisions. But either way, it was downgrading, right? Because it went from a knight to to a page. That's a downgrade. Um, Knights is all about movements. Pages like messengers, and pages are children. Um, like I see, told you, they're just a child. You really can't be mad. You can't be in a relationship with a child, okay? Um, it's like a brat. Like you can't, you can't. Like a spoiled brat. Like you just can't. You can't. You can't. And then they don't spoil your back. And if they did, and if they do, it's because they did something wrong and try to like be back in your good graces to just do it all over again. It's just like nobody got time for that. Separate. Stop. Justice. Balance. You have to balance things out. They have to be some type like a fair decision. A decision has to be made. Okay. Something has to be cut out. Something has to be let go. Like I said before, because if you don't, you're going to continue losing hope, and it's just like, no. But then we also go from a 3 to a 2. So that's still, you lose the sword, okay? You let it go. Let it go. Right? You spend some time healing. You're not the only person that's been through this. Trust and believe. It's okay. Write out your feelings. It's just go to your therapist if you need to see a therapist. Go to counseling, support group. Talk to friends. Talk to somebody in your family. Talk like I said, you won't be the only person. Might be the only person that realized there was a narcissist, but not the only person. Not the only person. Okay? And even if it's like a parent or a mother, that's a parent. Like a mother or like a father, that's still a parent. But like, that's why it's like the social worker one. I think it's Patrick something. And then like I know social work is M. They're like abbreviation. I think it's LISW. Right, and then he can also like show you how the dynamic of like how it affects the family, and then that can also help you realize some things. And then he has like little videos or like reenactments to try to help you heal on your own. You know, so you can do that, so you don't continue letting this bother you and cause you to get stuck in any way, shape, or form. Because normally in the Two of Swords, like she's also blindfolded. So like you see, both blindfolded. You got no. Somebody gotta be realize the truth. And once you realize the truth, you like I said before, it's not balance. Y'all can just because they look cute doesn't mean that they are nice and loving. Sometimes it's just a tactic. Damn. Zac Efron played him. Ted Bundy. Nope. Is it him? Yeah. He was cute. Okay. And what happened to those females? Pay attention. Okay. Sometimes your intuition be like, hey, maybe don't talk to that person. Maybe don't sit here. Maybe don't do this. Don't do that. Right? That's trying to help you survive. That was whoa. Because I was about to say Zac Efron, but I know Zac Efron played him. Funny enough, he was studying law. So, see? He did it, was his own lawyer. Strategy. He can defend himself. Get himself out of this. Even practice how to jump out the window to get out of court. Skills. Tactics. You probably thinking, oh, there's no way. There's a way. There's a way. And if you think you're the only one, no. With this, with these options, they either did this plenty of times before. So they got practice. Okay? They know what they're skilled at this. Okay? Well, like I said before, they got many tactics that you don't know about. Or they did this many times. Either way, with both being, it's hard to hear. It's hard to know. Especially if you have like emotional ties to it. Find out that there's no. They could be emotional ties back, but it's just like to use you in some way, shape, or form. You probably will never know what they're trying to use you for. Or you could try to like later on in life figure it out. But it's just like it doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, they're trying to make it seem like you need them, but they need you more than you need them. So it's just like you can try to raise a child, a man child if you want to, but it's just like that man child might not ever become a man. Just stuck as a man child. It's just like that's way too much. Especially if you're gonna have a child, that's 2 children that you gotta raise. That's way too much. And then with that other child, it's gonna actually become into like grow into a man. So it's just like they just gonna end up being resentful and just like come on. Or they gonna end up becoming resentful towards that child because the child is or the child learns the tactics from them as well and then become like them. But if you have another child, the other child will like see through the tactics, and then one of the children is gonna be distant from the other one. Okay, either way, and if y'all continue having multiple kids, they're gonna see through the tactics and learn through the tactics, and then it's just gonna they're gonna be like a golden child. Only one child that they like, and it's gonna be the one that's more similar to them. So that's food for thought. I don't know if that helped you out this crossroads. But food for thought. And then we have Queen of Cups. Right? She holds the Ace of Cups. She gives the full cup of love. But it's important to be given and receive love. So there's that. And then we have the Four of Wands. Right? And the Four of Wands is like a relationship, a stability, a foundation, but it's 2 people coming together. So like I just said, she gives the full cup of love. She holds the Ace of Cups. But there's like a harsh truth or a harsh reality that needs to be seen or acknowledged, balanced out, justified. And the more you just dilly-dally about it or just like refuse to learn the lessons, the harder the decision is going to be to make. Or the solution is going to be to like solve it. Then we have the Seven of Swords. Like sneaky deception, trap. And then the next card is the Ace of Cups. Oh, wow. No, I'm saying she holds the Ace of Cups. Like, yeah, there's some deception going on in this love. Either way, like I told you, it's all tactics. It's a strategy. It's a strategy. Like, this foundation is it's deceptive. It's not, everything is not what it seems. And then we have the Queen of Cups again. Right? But look with the child. I told you. Told you. It's just like dating a child. You just, you can't date a child. You take care of a child. Okay? You don't date a child. Unless you are a kid. Then you date a kid. Okay? Okay. Okay. Legally, you cannot date a child. Let me put it that way. You're supposed to take care of him, nurture him. That's pretty much what you. It's like it's weird. It's faulty. It's very deceptive, sneaky. Not what it seems. And then we have the Seven of Wands. But I see like the lantern, right? So with this learning, right? Like I said before, you learn this lesson, you become aware of it, you have the higher ground, the upper ground. That you see through these people tactics and other people manipulation tactics. So you like always kind of sort of have like like a higher ground on certain things, and see through other people like lies and deceptions. And even if they try to because the Ace of Cups is more than just love. It's like your creativity, your spirituality, your emotions and love and all this, like other stuff like that. But it also ties to your psychic abilities. So you have the upper ground. You'll be able to like decipher and realize like, yeah, I don't want that cup. I'm fine. Like, I'm good. And then we take sad squirrel. And then some people gonna be upset because they can't manipulate you. Like, oh. Like, you don't like me? Why? Because I can't. You won't let me manipulate you. Oh, that's so sad. Like, what is wrong with you? Like, people was weird. Okay? Weird. They're deceptive. And if somebody have a problem with you having boundaries because they can't manipulate you, they can't use you, they can't charm you. It's just like, that's all you got? Like, you can't just be a decent human. Like, that's not one of your skills, huh? This not one of your traits. You realize that they're just fighting something, dealing with something. It's just like, just gotta let them go, separate. Right? Defend. Also, the Seven of Wands is like talking about defending yourself, and I always kept saying you got to do what's best for you. Defend yourself. Protect your love with this passion. Okay, protect your heart. Heal your heart. Don't just be giving it to anybody and all willy nilly and taking things at face value. Because some people don't be having the best intentions. And like I said, but narcissists, they're also empaths, just dark empaths. They pick up on like certain things as well and can use it to, you know, use it against you in a way that you start to either not like yourself or believing that you are the problem. Which is kind of one of the things that they want to do. Like I said before, they want to think for you. Want to be like you become their little puppet. And like, no. Mm-mm. Bye, bye, bye. Backstreet Boys. Next we have anger. You see with the sad squirrel? Now we got anger. It's gonna be very angry. Like, don't get me wrong. You're gonna be angry, right? That this is like that's what happening and this what happened. That's the truth. Like, you probably did a lot for them, and not saying that they don't appreciate it. They will appreciate it, but won't admit it. Can't accept. Won't say it out loud. That kind of thing. And it's just like you can't have a relationship with somebody like that. Like I said, if you can't have a heart-to-heart conversation and they can admit their faults or accept their faults, you you can't do anything. You just can't. You just can't. And then we have success. Oh, if you Yeah, like I said before, they not able to charm you, lie to you, or manipulate you and stuff like that. They're gonna be angry, and because the anger is red, and that's your root chakra, and I said the four of wands is all about foundation. And I already said the foundation is weird, right? It's not successful. It won't lead to success. It's gonna cause like a separation for one, and like some type of resentment later on with the denial. It's gonna just y'all could go to therapy together if y'all want to try to like work it out, but it's just like you do you, okay? You gotta do what's best for you, and then we have comfort. You gotta find your own comfort level. You gotta do what's best for you. No one can else tell you how this can work out and this can succeed. We have separation, one, two, and then we have justice. Something got to get cut out, and we had things downgrading. So it's just like, and the person got to pacify it. Okay, just in case if you thought that, well, oh, it might not be a child. Now I gotta turn the light on so you can actually see. Like, it legit got a pacifier. Now the camera don't want to focus. See? Legit got to pacify it. You legally cannot be in a relationship with a child. That's not gonna go over well. That's not gonna go over well. Okay, you gotta find somebody or be with somebody that you're compatible with, that you're comfortable being around. You can have heart to heart conversation. They listen to you, um, and listen to your feelings, and want take your comfort levels into consideration. This ain't doing that. Okay, okay. But yeah, that's all that I'm seeing for you, pal. 3. If you feel like this reading helped you or resonated with you in any way, shape, or form, then I'm glad. Take some time for yourself as well. Write out your feelings. I could say that. With yourself. You know, release all that tension, all the feelings out, and if you want to communicate it to that person, um, you can, or you could just simply write the letter and let it be done. Um, might not be, like I said before, they got a lot of tactics. Um, do a lot of things to try to get back in, but just realize it's just tactics to try to get back in. Um, but yeah, you can watch those people videos, like I said, get more information. Um, but other than that, thank you for watching. Please like, share, subscribe. I'll see you later. Bye. Hi there, Proud 4. Welcome to your reading. So, let's see what the romance cards got for you. We have Hammer, Sabotage, Rebuild, Persistent, Working on it, Repair, Integration. Then we have Sunglasses, Watching, Looking, Stalking, Gaslighting, Perception, Focusing, Out, Forcing out. That's definitely what sabotage. Any relationship. This whole card. Like it's they simply don't trust. So I don't know how you can rebuild that. Okay. Let's see. maybe we learned something. I don't know. Then we have ascending, transcending obstacles, learning, expansion, new phase, Preparing for union. Hmm? Oh, okay. That's good, see? Then we have kisses, unconditional, loving, giving and receiving affection, falling in love. Okay. Then we have the golden mirror, self-absorbed, narcissist, one-sided relationship, love bombing. Okay, you see, because I was like, I'm sorry, because I was like, this is weird. um, if you was in pile 3, welcome. Yeah, this is what I was talking about. See that golden mirror, or you can simply be the golden mirror, the one doing it. Either way, hello. This is sabotaging your relationships, and you gotta stop that. If you feel the need, love does not stalk, okay? Nor does it gaslight. Try to manipulate the person mentally. Like, gaslighting is pretty much how to form this in a nice. I want to say mental like abuse, but don't want to you be like so harsh with it. But like it's a mental tactic that affects people mentally that was created to pretty much by the man that did it, right? Pretty much wanted to divorce his wife, but still wanted to get money, and he did it to make her go crazy to put her in an insane asylum. See how that sabotage your relationship? It's just mental abuse in a way. Like it's just some. And once people see that and realize that, it's just. That doesn't mean to go and try another tactic with stalking and watching them. No. Just stop. Okay? Just stop. Let it go. Okay? Because this prepare for union. I was like, what? This. It's gonna just. It's just it's just a one-sided relationship. You're just focusing on your needs and not the other person's needs. You just gotta stop. Just stop. It's not comfortable. It's not comfortable. Because if it was done to you, you wouldn't like it. It'd be very uncomfortable. You'll see how uncomfortable it is, but yet you were still trying to do it in some way, shape, or form. Stop that. Stop it. That's not okay. Not okay. Um. And then with this forcing out, if you continue to refuse to see it, you're just pretty much gonna hurt yourself at the end of the day. Because just because you refuse to see it doesn't mean that everybody else around you don't see it. And will just do what's best for them and remove themselves from the situation, or simply remove you from the situation. Um, and by the time you realize or recognize that you have been removed from the situation, is when you like pull your head out the clouds, and or when you need them from something, and they don't like deliver, or they refuse to deliver, right? And then also with this unconditional love, giving and receiving of affection, is the form of love bombing. That's why I said if you was in Power 3, if you came over here, this is what I was talking about. It's just one day a new tactic that you didn't know that they had. They was able to do it. They can if they want to. But once things go back to normal with this hammer, they're just gonna go back to their regular self. So pick and choose. Next, we have religious factors. Your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. I know, like in the Bible, well, in the Christian church, I think like anywhere, it's trying to be like it's bad to like get a divorce and stuff like that. But if you read it correctly, there are some exceptions. Okay, like, thank you. Okay, so just like don't worry about it. Plus, if God can't control you, right? If you have free will, and he can't do that, he can't take that away from you. Why would he allow somebody else to take your free will away from you? Okay. Then we have let your friends help, ask for and ask for and accept support from others. Because if he can't control you, he gave like allow free will. Not even pretty much allowed it. Eve ate the apple and introduced it. But either way, we still have free will, and even though it doesn't like things don't always go to plan, right? We use the free will against ourselves, and sometimes that comes back to bite us in the ass, right? It could just be easier if we just do what we was told, you know? He could just be like, done, right? But no, it's not that way. Like, you figure it out. I'm allow you figure it out. You make your own choices. Why would he allow somebody to take away that take that away from you if he can't even do that? Well, he can, but he just simply don't. You see it? So why would he allow somebody else to do that? That make sense? No. Religious factor. He's supposed to be above all, right? So he can. Why would he allow somebody else, like a mere mortal, do that? He won't. So just like, if you're like a divorce kind of situation, you're good. You're fine. You can use that. You can use that, okay? Then we have weddings. See? Don't know why. I felt like wedding it was a marriage, something. Even if it's a relationship, something. Either way, there's loopholes. Okay. God don't allow certain things. He's very understandable. And we have the situation involve marriage. And people are like, oh, you can't get a divorce. Like, good sir. I'm pretty sure one part of the Bible it says if your husband cheats, an adulterer, and stuff like that, then yeah, it's okay. So just like, let's not start picking children in the Bible here. Cause you'll be upset. Even with like, if it's like family, you know, be connected with your family, committed to your family, and be like, oh, honor thy mother and father. But it also says, provoke not your children to wrath. Keep playing. We could do this all day. So just like, there's loopholes. Not even like there's loopholes, but it's just like, see how he's understanding, like, yeah, children honor your parents, like, they're just trying to do what's best for you, like, obey them. But, like, parents, don't just, like, be overdoing and just expect the child to just be listening to you all willy-nilly, like, blindly going with whatever you're doing. No. Like, don't provoke them. See it? There's things in there. Not everybody take those parts, use those parts. That's why you gotta read it for yourself. Which is why Galileo, yeah, that's what he said. Was it Galileo? Yeah, because the church was trying to say that the sun revolved around the earth, and Galileo was like, no, 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 no. That's not how that works. And then the church was like, ugh, you don't have the knowledge that I have. Okay, what do you know? And then Galileo was like, all right. So he came with like the whole little thing, and then he was banned. So it's just like a narcissist, they don't want to accept certain truths. They will ban you out of their life, but just like because they want you to be ignorant to certain things, but it's just like you can't, you can't. Like, don't be picking and choosing certain parts. Do this all day. Do this all day. Right? You're not supposed to work on the Sabbath. Jesus literally said, if your donkey fell in the hole, what are you going to do? You're going to dig it out, right? That's you working on the Sabbath. Like, you see it? We can do this all day. There's, got to be understandable. Adapt to what's going on. But not everybody do that. Like I said, they pick and choose. It's weird. So you can get a divorce if you really want to. If you really need one, you can. Okay? There's leniency in there. You just gotta find it for those, religious bumping people. And then we have unrequited love. There's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. Which that's why they start doing the love bombing. Just start buying gifts. Or telling you what you want to hear. And like trying to show the actions of like support it so you can fall back in love with them. But once that's happened again, then they go just go back to what their normal regular TV schedule self. It's who they are. It's what they do. And then we have romantic feelings. Your romantic feelings is real and worth exploring. So I gave you a whole bunch of, like, for those religious people, gave you a whole bunch of things you could use. Okay? Now, if it's any other culture, don't know. Okay? I don't know them. But it's just like, but this asks for help. There's clearly people there to help you, right? If you actually like open up about what's going on and like the situation, even if it's like a divorce, like I just said, if it's adultery, God literally said like, yeah, all right, yeah, that's worth for divorce. Give like grounds for divorce. But even if it's like I said before, someone trying to like control you or manipulate you and take away your free will and stuff like that, why would they allow that? Or even whatever divine person you believe in, why would they want somebody to do that? That made no sense. No sense at all. They won't. Okay. So with this, that could be the obstacle, right? Admitting that there's no like the romantic feelings is gone. There's no bringing it back. It's just unrequited. It's one sided, and then they try to do the whole love bombing thing. They just really it's all about them. You probably give them the best love that they ever like received, but they don't know how to give you that form of love back. Or their way of doing it is just very weird. It's very weird, okay? It's just sabotage the whole connection, the whole relationship, and then it's just you can't be in a relationship in a marriage like that. It's not gonna be successful. Um, So there's there. Let me see. We have self-esteem. I perceive the gift of the soul that benefits me and others. With the self-esteem, if you have with this watching, stalking, looking, forcing out, if you raise your self-esteem and your self-worth and your self-respect, you and increase that, and that seemed to be a problem for them, it's because you will see through their tactics with this ascendant. But also with that sabotage, they would try to use little jabs to sabotage your self-esteem, even if you had like probably didn't have like the best, like not saying like it was like super high before, but now it's just like you lack like confidence in certain things and you question yourself and second guess yourself. That's because of them and their tactics. They wanted you to perceive yourself in a certain way so you can stay with them. Right? So you could think they're the only one that will love you and accept you when it's not true. They just want you to think that. They want to control how you think. Like I said before, why would God wouldn't allow that for anybody? And then but then we have worry. I am learning that worry doesn't change the outcome. Demi Lovato, hold on, is this confident or sorry not sorry? Sorry not sorry. So it's like you learn through these tactics, you raise, like I said, you raise back their self-esteem, bring it back up, remember who the hell you are, okay? With a savage, okay? And you start setting up those boundaries, start trusting yourself, respecting yourself a little bit more, and you let this go, release them, doing what's best for you, moving on to a new chapter in your life, and not living with this. Well, if you block them, move away, right, and don't have like much communication with them, then you might not have to worry about them watching you, stalking you, stuff like that. But you might have a little bit of PTSD with that going on. Okay, you might need to heal, go to therapy. Spend some time in the church. Get closer to God. Or whoever you call them. And I say God because I'm identified as Christian. But you're welcome to whoever you want to do. Okay. Okay. Don't really matter to me. That's also, I could do that one too. Okay. Okay. Whoa. I was a hoot in Sunday school. Then we have acceptance. You are ready to release control of the situation or people and lovingly embrace the rhythm of life. Right? You gotta accept yourself, and the one thing about a narcissist, they accept the character that they create, not the actual self. Yeah. Yep. And the way that the character they create is completely different than the actual self. It's just the good qualities of them. Yeah. And half of the qualities that they pick that they're seeing as good might not even be the good qualities. So there's that. Okay? Where now if you're thinking like, am I a narcissist? I manipulate people. I do this, and the third. Do you want to stop? Okay? If you're worried about stopping, you're accepting the fact that you do some bad things and that you are the problem. A narcissist can't really do that. So, there's that, okay? They use tactics to try to get the other person, to sabotage it. Get the other person to think like, hey, I'm not the problem, you're the problem. And it's like, no. Okay? No. Or they do tactics to try to keep the person in a relationship. Gifts, love bombing, could try to use the Bible. I gave you a whole bunch of examples that you could use, okay? And I feel like it has to be, well, I don't really know. In other religions, it gotta be in there somewhere. You just gotta, you gotta find it. They kind of similar in all, like, they have like a little bit of similarities or like a little bit of differences. You gotta find it somewhere. It's in there, okay? It's possible. Don't give up hope. Or you could just go with the first thing, like I said. If they don't have full control over you, it can't tell you what to do and do this, do that, do this, right? For one, they won't even lie to you, so they're not gonna gaslight you. So it's just like, you're not really, you get it? Like, it's just like, they're trying to become like your God when they're just like this mere human that's not even worthy of being that. You feel me? And then it's like, if you put it that way to certain people, they're gonna be like, yeah, we gotta get you out of there. Like, that's not okay. And then we have purpose. You possess the determination and dedication to continuously demonstrate love. But with this let your friends help, like I said before, there could be like people around you that actually see what's going on and want to help you get out of it. They have no problem helping you get out of it. Okay? So it's like, or even like, you feel like you're the only one. You're not the only one. Don't worry about that. You're not the only one. Not the only one. A lot of people have been through that before. It's okay. It's alright. Just not everybody, realize that they're in that kind of thing and do what's best for them to get out of it. They just sit there because they feel like that's their purpose. And it's like, no. Not saying that you're not gonna have obstacles, okay? But he's not gonna let somebody like try to control you. He don't even got that control over you. So why would he allow somebody else to have that control over you? A mere mortal human. And if you read whatever, well, in the Bible, they make it like, oh, it's somebody we come from dust, like dirt. So it's just like, don't know what they do in other religions, what they say we came from, but it's just like a mere mortal human, okay? Ass to ass, dust to dust. We just go back to this dirt, okay? So it's just like that control you? That made no sense. It made no sense. See? Get out of it. There's loopholes. Not even that it's not even really like a loophole. Like, there's leniencies. There's always a way out. Always. Always. Oh, we have another card. Then we have grief. I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. Right? Like, it probably was nice in the beginning, and that's real nice. That's real sweet. But as of right now, it is not nice. Okay? It is not nice. It's either hurting and affecting your self esteem and your self confidence and bringing you down, and just like gonna cause you to lose hope in life. And it's like, no, 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 don't, no. Okay? No. Stop. Stop it. And then if, or you have like a narcissistic parent and with this golden mirror and you feel like you're the problem, you're not the problem. You just, they can't accept the truth. There's certain things they will accept and can't accept. If it paints them in a very bad light, bad image, they're not accepting that. So it's just like, gotta just pick and choose your battles. Like, just gotta pick and choose your battles. That's all. Just, you know. And then we have the Ace of Swords, which is all about like truth, reconciliation, clarity. With this worry, you see clearly, not worried about anything anymore. You have like, you see the truth, you see why everything's happening, a sense of purpose, reason. Especially if you like with this religious factor, if you're praying, right? That could be with this wedding here. That's literally the only way out. Is a divorce. I mean, like death or divorce. You see it, and it's like you're not trying to get drastic here. Okay, you can grieve a relationship. Okay, then it's like that's better than you losing hope for life and just you know be getting more drastic. Okay, like it just divorce. It's done, easy, boom. Not. I know it's not easy, but like it's better, right? Than just building up resentment, your self esteem dwindling. Um, Lack of trust in each other and self, and it's too much. PTSD with this watching and stalking, too much. It's too much. Okay, not necessary. It's not okay. Okay, yeah, I gotta cut that shit out. Okay, cut that shit out. Speak the truth to friend somebody. Get help. Okay, because this shit not okay. And then we have the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles, with this self-esteem here, it was all about status, you know. Narcissists tend to go after people that they can manipulate. So it's just like, if you have high self-esteem and they can use that to use you to see and meet new people and stuff like that, but they also sabotage your self-esteem in some way, shape, or form to make you feel like like you don't really belong with them, or they're kind of like that like group of people that you already like was with in the beginning, and that it's just weird. They do whatever tactic they got to do to bring down that self-esteem. They will, okay, whatever little insult they got to do, they will. Like, you can put on the outfit, feel great and beautiful, they just say one little thing and to make you second guess yourself. Why? Because you looked great and you look beautiful, okay? And somehow that bothered them. They're just weird, okay? They're just weird. They want you to be worried in some way, shape, or form because they're worried about what other people think, feel, and what they say about them. It's all image based, status, representation. Like, and then we have The Six of Pentacles is all about giving and receiving. All right, with that, we have giving and receiving affection. They could have just been breadcrumbing it. Like I said before, they was able to do it this whole time, right? With this ascending, so that doesn't mean like, oh, now they want you back. Yeah, they want you back so they just don't have to be alone, be by themselves. Unrequited love. They just want the love that you give to them. They don't want to give you love. They're doing this for you to give them love again. And then it just go back to normal. Like, yes. Now, like I said before, now let's continue our normal schedule, like TV's thingy, like programming. So it's like, you gotta see that. See the truth. It's breadcrumbing you. They've been breadcrumbing you this whole time. And then we have the Three of Cups, which is like, Three of Cups is all about like celebrating, being able to share your emotions, speak your truth, and stuff like that. Also, is like a celebration. But it could also be like a third party situation, right? I'm not saying that they're cheating. I don't see that here, right? As of right now. But if there is a third person, it's not what you think it is their love of self that's interrupting and interfering with the relationship. They love themselves more than they love you in order to change and fix this relationship. That kind of thing. They love their image and their representation, their ego more than you to fix the solution and fix the problem. It's hard to hear. Like I said, truth hurts sometimes. But you need to hear it, because truth shall set you free. And you realize you got to stop giving them something. You got to stop giving to this person because they won't give back to you. And if they do, it's just not as much as they can. The bare minimum. And you have the Seven of Wands. Really, if you was in Pile 3 and you came here, you know the Seven of Wands. It's all about like standing up and doing what's best for you, right? And defending yourself. The truth, like I just said, it shall set you free. The truth helps you. If somebody try to use the Bible and use certain parts of the Bible to like, or your religion to pretty much make you stay in like a abusive relationship, it's just like, for one, God is not like that. God is not abusive. Two, they wouldn't be parts in the Bible that I can quote literally that says, yeah, obey your kids, obey your mother and father. Yes. But it also says, parents, provoke your kids not to wrath. And that's in the New Testament. So it's like, you want to quote the old. Why we not looking in this New Testament real fast, real quick? Like, And then it's just like, they really be picking and choosing. So it's just like, you got to read it for yourself. So you know, like, if somebody try to use, I don't want to say like evidence, but like certain quotes, like you have something to back it up. Like, oh, a marriage supposed to be between a woman and a man. Like, okay, cool. Who said that though? Who said that? Pretty sure it was Peter. Was it Paul? Nope, Peter. Paul? One of them. Either one, it was a P. Now, Jesus said to love your brothers and neighbors. Love everybody. Jesus trumped them, doesn't he? It's just, you feel me? Like, pick and choose. We can do this all day. Like, so it's just like, once you know it for yourself, they can't really manipulate you or try to use their status above you, because you can defend yourself. Not even like really defend yourself, just like You know what works for you and what doesn't work for you. And clearly that they're picking and choosing the parts that works for them, so you can do, if that's what we're doing, okay. And it's just like the parts that I'm using is actually in there that you just choosing to overlook and not talk about because you're abusing your power. You can't accept that. Some of them, they would just shut up and leave you alone. Be like, oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. You think I ain't know, but I did know. But then some of them just try to continue and double down and just like, bro, like, shh. um, Cause like some relationships, yeah, like you just don't like you could tough it out, right? Work it out. It's like divorce is not really necessary. But like with this kind of situation, somebody trying to control you, gaslight you, manipulate you, mentally abuse you, stalking you, emotional, like it's just too much. It's too much. It's too much. Nobody want to be in that. Nobody wants to go through that. Nobody. Like it's like nobody. Like I just said, they're literally trying to become their god. And it's like no, no. Say it that way. Make them wake up and realize, like, yeah, you're right. You can't do that. Right. And it's like, yeah, now let me do what's best for me. Like, it's just, right? But you gotta do what, like, with this truth here, you gotta speak the truth. Because nothing is gonna get better. Like I said before, it could be that love itself, the self-absorbed, is not an actual, like, third party, like a third person. It's just them. You could be like that third party, technically. I'm sorry. Like you're like, is it them, their ego, then you? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Three's a crowd, you know. And if if you really needed them, you know, like they try to paint, they try to make it out to seem, um, then if you weren't there, shouldn't be a problem, right? But when you're not there, that's when they realize, like, they don't really love themselves that much. They don't get as much love and affection or attention as they did when they had you. You were the one that was doing all of that. They lack that, they can't do that for themselves. Okay? Yeah, they project their problems onto you and try to bring you down because they got some things that they're dealing with, but they just can't accept it. So they try to, it's you. It gotta be you. But it's not you. So, that. Speak the truth. See that. Clarity. Don't worry about it. The truth don't cause you to worry. Like I said, it sets you free. You have the higher ground. It's unrequited. You can't do, and it's one-sided either way. They love themselves way more than they love you. Like it's just. I'm gonna go to the next. Like that's all I got. Like it is what it is. Like then the King of Pentacles again. But it's all money. It's all about pentacles, status, wealth. Who knows who? Who do you know? Networking kind of thing. Image. How do y'all look together? Stuff like that. And then we have the sun, which illuminates all. It shines a light on everything, so you can see the truth. Because with worry, and like the tarot card is normally like a bunch of clouds, right? Clouded judgment, you causing a lot of worry, stuff like that. Or like a lot of wind. The sun is trying to like clear all that up, shine the light on everything, showing you what exactly, blowing away the gook, the mess, so you can see the actual problem in front of you. Like, What exactly is the problem? Right, with this mirror, if the sun can't shine through exactly, it's because the mirror is dirty. You gotta clean it. Like, that's trying to help you clean so you can actually see the mirror, like see the sun, see the light, see the truth. And then we have temperance. It's all about like patience, balancing things out, testing the waters, trying new things. But I'm gonna see the next card. Okay, that's the Eight of Pentacles. Okay, because these King of Pentacles kind of different. So with the Temperance and the Sun being here, and then the self-esteem, and then the Eight of Pentacles being here, like if you give yourself credit where credit is due, right? Shine a light and realize that you have flaws, yes, and you have like accomplishments as well, right? You were something before this person, you're gonna be something without this person, right? And remember yourself, who the f you were before this person, right? And all the things that you accomplished. Now, not saying that you did everything great, okay? Probably had some downfalls, some obstacles, yes. We all make mistakes, but that does not excuse how this person is treating you. Okay? That does not justify how this person is treating you or make it okay and acceptable. With the sun, you gotta realize that. Shine a light on it, like I said before. Realize the truth. Accept the truth. Work on yourself. Raise that high self-esteem. Start trusting yourself more, respecting yourself more, self-worth, all that increase. And you realize that this person doesn't really think of themselves that highly, which is why they latched onto you or leached onto you, in either way. You want to go with it. And it was all for like an image and status. So then you still might be paranoid and worried about people just trying to get to know you for your money or your wealth or stuff like that. But if you actually spend some time and start to talk to people with the Temperance card, it's also about learning patience, get to know people, right, and talk to them. You will know who's there, like, cause out of like actual unconditional love, and those people that's there just to use you for like monetary gain. Yeah. Next, we have the Page of Cups, which is normally like a dream, like a daydreamer kind of thing. But also with this Ace of Swords here, it could be like an apology. Um, or that this person should apologize. You might want an apology, you might not get one. I'm not completely sure. Can't really say that. I don't know. You might get one, you might not get one, depending. But you got to do what's best for you, and forgiveness is not for them, it's for you, so you don't continue to harbor any guilt, anger, or resentment towards that situation. And you know, with this grief, you let it go, and you learn the lessons that you need to learn, and you continue to move on. You move forward, so you can meet new people and explore your feelings and realize that with the self-esteem, like you trust yourself more, and you trust that you know what you want and what you don't want, what you're into, what you're not into, and what you are going to put up with and what you're not going to put up with. With this Temperance, you spend some time to like work on yourself with this Eight of Pentacles, like I said before, and find out what actually makes you happy, and raising that self, like your self-esteem, your self-worth, your creating the life that you want to have and the life that you want to imagine, and not doing like just for like materialistic thing or like superficial stuff, but like an actual, genuine, truly happy life that you want. Okay, if it's reverse, I didn't know it was reverse. I had to look at the other card to see if it was reverse. It's not. So it's the Four of Wands reverse. So, um, definitely, if you was in pile 3 and you came over here, welcome. But yeah, this relationship or foundation. As soon as I saw that sabotage, well, not the sunglasses, I was like, yeah, that's how you sabotage a relationship. That whole card, the foundation is sabotage. It's not enough. Even if it said here, it's not enough attraction, love, energy, not even trust, um, to keep this relationship going, or for y'all to even, I won't say for y'all to even be friends. Like, a lot of time might have to pass. The person might have to do a lot of work on, both parties might have to do a lot of work on themselves. Um, for this to, I won't say like work out or just like be like cordial and stuff like that. But like I said, with this Page of Cups, apology might need to be necessary. But like I said, you can't just, sometimes we don't always get the apology that we deserve. So you just gotta move on with your life. And forgive yourself. No, apologize to yourself for those mistakes that you made, thinking that but you realize that you did the best that you can with the information that you had at that time, or with the knowledge that you knew at that time, and that's the best you could simply have done. You literally did your best, and now that you know better, just do better, and that's the best you can do for yourself. And to, like, you also gonna, like, with this obstacles, like, you're gonna fail a couple of times, but don't like beat yourself up about it. Like, you're not perfect, nobody's perfect, okay? But that doesn't mean that you fail one time and just go back to like your normal regular degular ways. Like, no, you keep trying to, working on it until you get it, you master it, and you get to a place where you're comfortable with yourself and you can accept yourself and love yourself, like flaws and all. And like I said, trust yourself and be able to read between the lines and decipher and discern. Use your discernment. And we have Judgment. Right? It's like a decision. Um, but you have to make it past Judgment to get to the World. And if you don't, you pretty much get pushed back to the Fool. Have to do the whole thing over again, because if you don't learn the lessons, you're doomed to repeat them. And in the next cycle, and that's just unnecessary. So, like I said, you learn those lessons, you master them, you get to Judgment. Um, you can, if you learn and you heal whatever needs to be healed, you can close out the cycle with no problems. But if you don't, you will just refuse to hold on, like, to let go of the cycle and try to like live in the past and carry the past problems into the like your future, and that's gonna fuck up your future. So it's just like, learn those lessons first. Heal this first, so you, before putting yourself back out there and hurting yourself even more than unnecessary. That was needed. But also with the Judgment being here and an Ascension, that was about like a new phase. Like I said, it could be like divorce, grief, just a new phase in your relationship. It ascended to that. It grew. And it was needed. Okay. Truth. Shine the light on that. It was needed. Yeah, I did not have the best relationship. Best marriage or whatever it was needed. It was needed. Okay, it was fine. It is cool. Four of Wands reverse. It was not going to last anyways. It was on faulty grounds. Anyways, and if you had continued to be there, you would have ended up being resentful and hateful, and it's just miserable. And no one needs that. Okay, no one needs that. Um, but also with the judgment, like I was gonna say before, it could be like somebody from your past trying to come in to get a second chance with this rebuilding. Um, but it's on shaky ground and faulty ground. The house is gonna continue getting blown over every time. So there's that. Next we have abundance. We have the King of Pentacles here twice. But it's like two different kind of King of Pentacles. I get different kind of energies off of them. Right? So somebody's self-esteem with might be like false. Like I said, if you spend some time and heal yourself with some self-love, give yourself credit and accepting yourself, flaws and all, you start to pick up when other people actually like themselves or don't like themselves, right? Who actually like love themselves or who just saying it just to say it. You can pick up on that. That's like it's two different kind of energies over here. You know, there's abundance. Your self-esteem, self-worth, abundance. It's how you value yourself. How you feel about yourself. How would you rate yourself? And if you rate yourself very low, you think of yourself that because I was saying it's different because over here he has money on the table, which is over here he's like working on money, but he's holding just like one giant pentacle. So they might have you might have a lot of like skills. Somebody might have a lot of skills, right? And one or like a lot of pentacles, right, separately, and they think that's fine and dandy, but one has like worked on one thing and just like perfected that, where the other one could like dip and dabble and do anything pretty much. Like a jack of all trades, and there's just like, but sometimes the downside is a jack of all trades, master of none. But then it's like one over here that's just like just mastered one complete trade. And it's like, okay, that's fine. So might be able to learn one thing, might master just one thing, and now going to like be able to learn something else. That's cool. That's fine. Just to each his own. But it's just like I said, it's just two different energies. And then we have anxiety with that worry. Yeah. So I'm not saying that the truth hurts, okay? And it's hard to hear from time to time. But lies cause more anxiety and worry and stress than the truth. Right, the truth sets you free because you already know what you're dealing with. You know what you're up against. You don't know what you're up against with a lie. Like you don't know what you're up against. And then we have mystery. You see what I just said? You don't know what you're up against with the lie. Like you just don't. And that can cause a lot of worry, anxiety, and stress. And you're always just waiting for that other shoe to drop, and you just simply don't know when it's gonna do, or when it's gonna be. And it's just like it's a lot of stress. And I was just talking about the clouds with worry and anxiety. You see, and then we had the clouds with the page, and clouds with the judgment. The sun is trying to like shine a light, but like these are the problems. And then some of the clouds you see over here on the page of cups, it's like white, but on the judgment cards they're gray clouds. Gray clouds represent it's about to rain. Okay. It's hinting to rain this week. Okay, or this in a couple of minutes. So not like a mystery if you really know what you're looking for and pay attention and realize like, oh, right, if you shine a light on what's the problem, like I said before with the mirror, if you can't see outside of your mirror, that's either because the blinds is down or because the glass is simply dirty and you have to clean it. Right, the gray cloud, there's a lot of dirt. It's just rain. There's water. It's a lot of things got to be released, let go, and once you do that, you'll see the truth and have the up and know what you're up against and know what you need to work on, and work on that rather than just distracting yourself. Right? But that's all that I'm seeing for you, Power 4. If you feel like this reading resonated with you, please like, share, and subscribe. Other than that, thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye.